Nice car.
Yes. Nani?
Momosaurus requires help, so I'll be back in like a couple minutes. In the meantime, listen to Penguin Gaming. Lots of good things to say. Yep. Nice. Hello. My children. Backflip. Mommy! Okay, you want to see something really cool? So this is what I spent my so guys, tell me, how's your Saturday been? How did you spend your Saturday morning today? How did you spend it? Hopefully it was doing something very cool and epic. Because what I did, crying, nice man. This is what I did. I made a graph. Then I made another graph, and as you can see, this graph uses pictures that I made of all the characters except they're stretched, and I thought that's funny. And then here it's the same thing except they're stretched with different pictures, and then here instead of stretched they're stacked, and then over here instead of they're stacked but custom pictures, and then over here is a simple chart. And then so that's survivability, that's utility, and that's combat. With stretched versus stacked, and then just bar charts. Or we do the epic scatter graph. Wait, what is this? Cluster chart. Sorry, all rating cluster chart. And so this is very epic. Let me explain. So you can see you have all of the and I had to individually put these pictures in, and it took a while. But as soon as we can change this to largest smallest. Wait. Hold on. Why isn't the order changing? Oh wait. Ah, perfect. Wait, what? Why isn't the order changing? I'm confused. What? I'm confused. Why isn't the order changing? Oh. There we go. Smallest to largest. Okay, there we go. Cool. Yeah, it does change. So as you can see, now here's the problem though. But like here's the problem. This isn't the problem. This is actually the solution. But we have a problem, and the problem is that according to my current ratings, Wigfrid is the second best character in the game, and Winona is somehow better than Wanda. And Wartox is better than Wanda. Now, this is not correct. So we're going to have to review my ratings together and fix this. Because this is simply unacceptable. We cannot have Wigfrid as being second best. So let's discuss. Boys, what character should we start the discussion with? Why does Wanda only have a 4 in survivability? Yes, so let's do Wanda first. Let's do Wanda first. So if we go to the script, when we talk about Wanda, I talk about Wanda using her as you're always old age, because that's how you get best damage, right? So she's always low health, but if you have night armor, you can get hit for 350 and that will cause you to die. Taking less than 350, you won't die. So if you always use night armor, she effectively has like she can take 350 damage before dying. No, she can taking 350 damage dies. So if she's age 73, which is the oldest you'll be if you're trying to stay age 65, if you try to stay older, because you'll get to age 73, then heal back to 65. So you do age 73, and then if you get walloped for 349 damage, you still wouldn't die through night armor. Anyway, so assuming you're elder, okay, yeah. So anyway, she could take 350 damage and then she dies. Whereas like Wolfgang with a football helmet, how much damage can he take? 200 health. He can take what, like 1,000 damage. So he has 200 health. Divided by 0.8. Wait, I'm stupid. 200 divide by 1 minus 0.8, 0.8. Yeah, sorry, that I meant to do that. So Wolfgang with a football helmet can take 1,000 damage before dying. If he has a lot of football helmets, he could just take 1,000 damage, then he'll die. Spill water on my kill, what do I do? Cry. I mean, you can't just put one chart when you have 3 ratings. Oh, maybe I didn't show the chart clear enough. As you can see, the chart works completely fine. So down here you have 3 individual bar charts for each character, which is survivability, utility, and combat. And then directly above that is just the total, their total rating. So it's just dumping 2 different data sets on the same graph, but it makes sense still. So I don't. Does that explain it? That's what cluster chart is. That's just a football. Yeah. Yes. Why is Recruit's utility so high? I don't know. Why is Wanda's damage 9.5? Because Wolfgang is 10 out of 10. Wolfgang is the most damaged in the game. Wanda is slightly worse, therefore she has a slightly worse combat rating. So anyway, let's discuss. Let's start with Wanda. So Wanda's survivability. Compared to Wilson, Wilson can make progress and chug them. Wanda starts with a way to heal. And she can heal effectively. She can heal a net of 5 health every 2 minutes. Sorry, 5 age, which is 12.5 health every 5 minutes for free. Why Wanda's utility 7.5? Because she can teleport her team everywhere on the map with setup. Like, literally everywhere. Like, I might put her utility higher. Because she can... Should Wanda's utility be... Hold on. Because if I was playing, like, a mega base, I would use Wanda even if her damage was normal. Because her utility is so good. And, like, like, Winona being 10 out of 10, like, her farms are good, but, like, you don't really use Winona Catapult farms. Like, you just don't use them very much. Her utility is lower than 7.5? Okay, let's sort by utility then, for now. So this is even, ignore like this line graph here. The line graph is just their totals, but this is in the correct order. So this is rated by utility now. But at least 8.5. Yeah, I'm starting to think that too. Anyway, that's why we're doing this, because I don't agree with these ratings. So the reason I made this is because I've made this graph is so that I can actually see, I can directly compare, oh, this is this, and like, oh, that's not wrong. Oh, so apparently, according to this graph, Wendy has the least utility out of all characters. According to this graph, like to these ratings, Wendy has the least utility out of all of the characters I've rated. Which just isn't true. So anyway, we're going to talk about Wanda. Wanda first. So right now, Wanda. So, okay, Wanda's combat. I think 9.5 is fine. I think it's arguable that she could also be a 10. Because she's slightly worse DPS than Wolfgang, but then she has extra range. So I think we could maybe give her a 10, and that's fine. Thoughts? We agree or no? Also, the community server is up. She should be a 10. Okay. I'm happy to give Wanda a 10 for combat. I would put her at 10 because of her kiting potential. Yes. It's like... she sacrificed a little bit of damage output. Okay, fine. Wanda is a 10 out of 10 for combat. Epic. Alright. Wanda's utility. So let's sort by biggest to smallest utility. So right now, Wanda is... Okay, so right now... Oh, what the hell just happened? My graph is broken. Maybe, is that a graphical glitch? What happened? Oh no. What happened to my graph? Wes's face was cut in half. Alright, it stopped now. Okay, so apparently, utility-wise, Wanda has less utility than Wormwood, Maxwell, Wally, Winona, and Wickerbottom. We agree? Oh my goodness. Help. No! Simply regenerate the world. That feels right. It depends. It's odd. It depends. It depends, man. Because, like, Oh, by the way, we should probably establish what survivability and utility in combat is. Survivability is how easy is it to survive as that one character. So like, for example, Wigfrid is the only character with a 10 out of 10 survivability, because she makes the game brain dead. You can't die as Wigfrid. Like, you just can't. Even if you're starving, as long as you keep hitting things, you can't die. It's true, Wanda can chug monster meat tactically as well. And so, anyway, what we're talking about? We're talking about, yeah, okay, so her utility. So, Wanda has more utility than Wigfrid, Wartox, Woody, Wolfgang, Wilson, WX. I think that's pretty good. It really depends, though. Like, Wormwood has less utility the smaller your team is. If it's solo, nah, Wanda is way better. And if it's just, like, if you're solo, I would say Wanda and Wickerbottom are, like, the best utility. But if you're in a team, Wanda gets less and less utility. Do you know how much 3% does the road give you? 1.3 times modifier. 1.3 times. Yeah, so, yeah, Wilson has some, I gave him a utility of, like, what, 5.5 or 6.5 or something? Basing this off a combo of team and solo or just solo? It's mainly based on my experience, which is solo, but, like, for Wartox, I will say, like, yeah, he's way better with a team, and Wormwood is also way better with a Wartox. So it's mostly single, but if it's, like, silly to ignore them in the team setting, then I also call that. So you broke a record as Wanda some time ago? Yeah, but then I re-broke it as Wolfgang, so... But I definitely think Wanda's utility is way higher. Like, in our Mega-based community Mega-based world, we were using Wanda to teleport everywhere all the time. But then we also had lazy deserters everywhere, but we had to get, like, Wanda would teleport there to activate it. So I'm going to put our utility 8.5. If I was playing, like, even if I'm playing a solo world and I want a utility character, it would be Wanda or Wickerbottom. Wickerbottom can control the weather, and Wanda can teleport everywhere. I would play those two. Does that mean Woody gets good combat because Wartox plus Wigfrid makes Moose a lot more survivable? Yeah, exactly. That's true. True. You bring a good argument to the table. Like, that makes Moose more survivable. True. Alright, okay. But let's do Wanda first. So, now Wanda's survivability. So, compared to everyone else, let's sort by survivability now. Largest to smallest. So, right now, survivability. Talk about solo. Wartox can also teleport everywhere. Yeah, so Wartox is very good in early game, but in the mid to late game, Wanda overtakes him. Like, as soon as Wanda gets her teleport set up, she overtakes him so fast. Because he has nothing else going for him, in my opinion. But anyway, so survivability right now is here. So it's Wigfrid is at 10 out of 10, Wartox is 9, I want to reduce that to 8. Anyway, so right now, according to this chart, all of these people have an easier time surviving than Wanda. So at the moment with this chart, the people Wanda has only more survivability than Maxwell, Wormwood, Walter, and Wes. Right now, all of these do you think this is accurate? I think for like a noob, this is accurate. For a noob, this is probably accurate. Like, yeah, I've kind of judged this based on like for example, Wendy has Abigail to protect her. Like, Weber has slightly higher max health. Willow has Bernie. Wirt has Merms. Woody can... Wait, why is... Oh, Woody's survivability is 4.5. Yeah, because his survivability sucks. When we're known as 4.5 because she's craft slower. But, like, Maxwell's a 3 because he has really low max health. Woody is trash. I agree. I just came here. What the heck is this stream? Today, you can see I have wrote a massive script for an upcoming video. And now, before I actually record the audio for the video, I want to make sure all these ratings are actually good. So I made a chart to compare all the characters to each other, and now we're refining the rankings. Is AoE considered combat or utility? Kind of both. Like, for example, with Wendy and Abigail, like, Abigail completely nullifies, like, the Bee Queen's minions, which I say is utility. Because it just stops your team from taking damage and like makes the fight easier. But then also she provides extra DPS, so it's kind of split between the two. Anyway, oh sorry. Yeah, survivability is how easy is it for that character to survive? Utility is how much, so it's like how much extra resource gathering do they do, how many buffs do they provide to the team, and do they speed up the team kind of thing. And combat is like combat buffs, combat abilities, AoE damage, raw damage output, and like reducing damage taken. So what's our thoughts on Wanda's survivability? Right now, Wanda's survivability is a 4, which I think is accurate for a noob. But if you're not a noob, I think if you're not a noob, like, and you're wearing you're using knight armor, you'll probably be, you think 5? Because she heals in such a different knight armor plus the whip range. Actually, you're right. The whip's range does keep you out of harm a lot. Should we potentially do 5 then? Because it also heavily depends on how you play. Because if you play really risky and rushing, like, no, you're just going to die as Wanda. 5 because you basically have infinite healing, but on a cooldown. Oh, you're kind of right, though. Like, you're actually, what, heals cancel damage as well? Yeah, I did note that, and we'll show that. You can take like a million damage as Wanda, as long as you activate the clock fast enough, it will cancel the damage. When you're a good survivor, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Survivability doesn't really matter once you're good at the game. You can survive as any. I kind of now want to put her as like a 6 or something. But it's all like personal opinion. You know what I mean? Like me as Wanda, like I did a mega base with Wanda a few months ago, like last year, and like I did 1,000 days, then got bored and I never died. No. So, for example, Wolfgang's survivability is, right now, his survivability is an 8. And he can take 1,000 damage with a football helmet. Wanda with knight armor can only take 350 damage before she'll die. So if you talk about like that, she should be like less than a 5. Would you count Wanda's self-rev as survivability? That clock's pretty expensive, so like I think like any other character would just make a life-giving amulet, and because it breaks her clock, so she has to make it again, or she only gets half the resources back. But I'm down to give Wanda like a 6, because just purely I think a 6. Oh, I think that makes her tied with Wolfgang best character now. Nice. Oh, the graph isn't updating. There you go. Wolfgang and Wanda are now joint best. Would say Wanda's survivability is one of the highest DPS, highest for average players because Abigail serves most of the threats. Wendy's survivability. You say, all right, let's do Wendy next then. All right, boys. So right now, Wendy's ratings are survivability 7, utility 5, combat 7. So to put it into perspective, Wendy with a dark sword and Abigail at nighttime, both hitting the same target, is equivalent to 1.34. Hold on, wait. What damage multiplier is it equivalent to? I worked it out over here. 1 second. Scrolling. Okay, here you go. Giving a total DPS of 197.08 if Wendy uses Dark Sword, so it's 68 multiplied by 1.155. That's effectively Wendy's damage multiplier when Abigail's attacking. Times 2 attacks per second plus 40 damage from Abigail. So yeah, 157 is from Wendy and 40 is from Abigail. Which is effectively a damage buff of... When do I say what that is? Okay, Wendy and Abigail's total DPS combined is effective to a 1.36 damage multiplier, with a portion of that damage being AoE, meaning DPS higher than a character like Wigfrid, but not as high as Wolfgang. So, Wendy's damage output is higher than Wigfrid, and Wigfrid's combat is also a 7. But Wigfrid also gets her combat rating highed up because her sanity goes up and her health goes up. This is where like their abilities get mixed. Because if I attribute Wigfrid's healing and sanity increase to her survivability, then I shouldn't increase it and put it in her combat, at which point I would only give her like a 6 for combat, or 6.5. And her utility is for her books, her songs, which is like, they're decent. You have to craft them though, so I think 7's probably a bit too high because you can't use it right out of the box. Maybe a 6.5. Maybe utility 5.5. Right, so yeah, it's basically, I've got like really, wait, how do I define all of this in here? Because like the definition of survivability, utility, and that all matters a lot. Now let me scroll. Let me, hold on. Shh. Let me read out. Let me read out. Okay, survivability is simply how easy is it for this character to stay alive with their perks and disadvantages. Utility is how many resources, buffs, or advantages can that team member generate for the team or yourself. Oh, generate for the team, whether you're playing solo or in a team. Combat is a combination of surviving during combat, damage output, and how much damage can be taken, along with prep time required before engaging in combat. You heard nothing. Thoughts? So now back to Wendy then. So with those definitions fresh in mind, Wendy, survivability. Whatever is attacking you has to kill Abigail before they can kill you. Oh yeah, Wendy has high utility. She straight up buffs enemies. She straight up buffs your team. Your team do more damage when Abigail hits an enemy. So she has at least a 6 because she just gives everyone a 10% damage buff. And she has AoE, so I think her combat is like 7.5. And her survivability, Wendy's survivability. Let's put it in context. Let's sort it by survivability. So right now, Wendy's survivability is only bested by WX, Wolfgang, Wartox, and Wigfrid. Everyone else has a lower survivability than Wendy. Thoughts? I'll put utility 7 because Wendy's good at getting mob loot for easy. True. Oh, actually, you're right. Yeah, you're right, because she can, like, kill spiders real easy for, like, tons of monster meat and soak, so actually, you're right. Utility 7's probably good. Wendy has higher civility than WX, you think? But the thing is, if Wendy gets caught in trouble, she kind of has to fight it, whereas WX can just run away. And he never has to worry about darkness. And also, with WX's ratings, it's kind of, like, depends what you use, but I would use, like, at least one speed and then, like, a Mogul circuit or just triple speed. Oh yeah, I guess with Wendy, you just you set Abigail to aggro and then you run away. Then Abigail will just die. So what's our thoughts on Wendy now? 7 survivability, 7 utility, 7.5 for combat. Bump combat to 8? You think? If I bump her combat to 8, then she has the same combat as, like, she is only 2 combat away from Wolfgang. That's a bit too high. Oh yeah, so but just to refresh, Wendy's max like damage output with just herself and Abigail and Darksword is effective to a 1.36 times damage multiplier. So it is like 11% higher than Wigfrid, but like more than 50% less than Wolfgang. Since you're relying on Abigail, like, you don't really learn to fight normally well. I think that's like fine. It's like Abigail's like a failsafe though. I think it's fine for beginners. Yeah, WX survivability gets lowered up because of water. So with WX's ratings, I say this is assuming that your circuits are always active and you have enough rain protection. Otherwise, yeah, you die. If you like have a dedicated light circuit plugged in and then it gets deactivated, yeah, you die. One slightly should be low because of her massive damage from heat or cold in my opinion, because it's a really huge debuff and it's much too high in compared to Wendy. Let's see, Wanda a 6, Wendy a 7. It's like different because like I would rate Wanda a pretty good survivability because her clocks work in such unique ways, which once you get used to, like, you can abuse to stay alive. But like the biggest disadvantage, yeah, is heat and cold, and I specifically say that. And in Wanda's section, I do say if you're a beginner, you will die as Wanda. Like, you will struggle to survive. But assuming you know what you're doing, these are the ratings. So these ratings are all, by the way, just for context, these ratings aren't meant to be like universal for everyone. This is like kind of for me with other influences, you know what I mean? So like, for example, like with me, yeah, I'm pretty decent with Wanda. So like, I think those ratings are good. Hello, Anna. Their survivability should be at least 8 because they can't can eat gear, stale food, have night visions, don't have to worry about darkness. You think? Survivability 8. So you'd have an easier. You'd have an easy. So playing Wolfgang and WX, you would rate them the same. You'd say you've got an easy time surviving, just as you would Wolfgang as WX. Do ratings for beginners, intermediate, and veterans? Nah, I'm gonna just do. I mean, I could do rather than doing individual ratings for every single like kind of player. I've just said in each of the summary sections for each character, I've just kind of said what kind of player would probably play them. So I've said like Wander is not good for beginners or intermediates. Maybe intermediates, but mostly like people who know what they're doing. And like Wendy's pretty good because she has a bodyguard basically. A difficulty rating? Oh no! Are you gonna make me add a difficulty rating? Wait, surely I need to come up with a bet. I don't know if I want to do that. Because rather than just an arbitrary number, in each section I do say I recommend this for, like, I explain all the reasons and then I say. But I could do a difficulty rating. WX's utility should be at least higher than Wilson's because there's no way his transfusions have better than 50% speed or infinite light. But how does that... I guess speed is utility. Wait, Wilson... Where's Wilson's utility? Oh, his utility is 6.5? Why is it that? I don't totally agree with Wolfgang because he doesn't really have special survival skills. His only survival is actually his strength, but his sanity drains really fast. I would put on 7. I mean, that's where it's like kind of mixed because it's like his combat kind of is part of his survivability. Because like you kill things twice as fast. Difficulty rating. I mean, all of these are difficult. These are all rated. Oh wait, I've got this scale is 1 to 10, not 1 through 5. Yeah, the sanity drain for Wolfgang I think doesn't matter because you kill everything twice as fast. That's how I kind of think. A skill rating, like a skill required to play character. I think we could maybe do that. Not worth an 8, you think? Alright, so are we done with Wendy then? So Wendy's 7 survivability, 7 utility, 7.5 combat. True? Okay, I'm just gonna mark these. Okay, so Wanda and Wendy we have checked. Alright, let's do Wilson next. So right now his survivability is a 6.5, 6.5 utility, and 5.5 combat. So I'll say 5.5 combat is fine, because he's a 5 out of 10 combat, but then he gets a 10% buff. He gets a 10% buff against whatever, so it's like, cool. So I think 5.5 is fine. Utility. So he doesn't provide any buffs, but he can transmute. Most of them are kind of whatever. Why 6.5 survive? He can double the amount of meat you get. Well, that's kind of utility. That's like his biggest utility. Wanda utility to 8. What's Wanda's utility right now? 8.5. What does he get? A damage increase? So if you unlock his final, like, Lunar or Shadow perks, you get 10% against either Lunar or Shadows, and 10% less damage from the other one. Wanda's utility to a 9. Let's review all of the characters once, then we can go back through again. Yeah, I think Wilson's utility is a bit too high. He can turn meat to morsel. Yeah, I think 5.5 is probably fine. Survivability. His only survivability. Why did I rate his survivability so high? Let me just see what I rated. By the way, all of these ratings were kind of just like, I didn't really think too hard, and I just did it while I was writing the script, so it wasn't relative to each other's characters, that's why I'm reviewing them, by the way. Teleportation is OP. So his survivability is because his beard, like, you can stay warm for 28 minutes. That's kind of it. Oh, and 10% less damage, but that's combat. Yeah, his survivability shouldn't be that much. You never die to cold anyway. Why is his survivability so high? Maybe like a 6 or a 5.5? I'm just estimating how good transmutations are, but they're not that good. Like the gem, okay, so in my example, like if you want to make 1 yellow gem, you need 9 blue gems and 9 red gems to transmute up to 1 yellow gem. Like, so the gem transmutations are like way too expensive, but I have noted them, like, yeah, they're pretty good. And, okay, let's go through the transmutations. So, the rocks to flint to gold to marble is bad. Cut stone to marble, like, you can farm marble. The gem ones are really expensive unless you're, like, rushing Celestial Champion or you really want a yellow gem without going to the ruins. Twigs to logs is whatever. Like, if you mass produce logs, you can make some twigs, but, like, twigs are very easy to mass get as well, so it's like, transforming meat into 2 morsels is the best transmutation, fight me. Beard hair to beefalo wool is whatever. 6 rot to manure, whatever, you can farm manure and rot, no problem. 2 hound seed to 1 bone shard is okay, but you can farm bone shards with, fish. And then that's it. That's all of the transmutations until you get to the Lunar and Shadow ones. So the Dreadstone transmutation means rather than killing the Nightmare Pig twice, you kill it once. So you can transmute for 2 arm pieces rather than just 1. Otherwise you have to kill the Nightmare Pig twice. And then with the Lunar one, probably one of the better transmutations because you can only get Pure Brilliance at a certain rate. But with Wilson, you can do 3 infused shards and do Pure Brilliance. But if you really want pure brilliance, you would use construction amulets and deconstruction staffs to duplicate them. So actually, Wilson, your survivability, yeah, that could be 6, whatever. But your utility, I'm keeping that at 5.5. I don't know, man. Those transmutes don't sound good. I would like to hear your. Hold on. Geometry is only good for iridescent. Yeah. I agree. I agree. With her combat 7, why she can assist in combat to herself and teammates with HP and sanity battles. Yeah, so with her songs, I attribute her songs into her utility because that's like a buff to her team. So like survivability is how easy it is to stay alive. Utility is like gathering resources, gathering food, and helping your team. And then combat is like actual damage output. Yeah, also, yeah, it's really hard to compare all of these, like, skills with just, like, a simple 3 rating system, so it's kind of hard. Gold into Nitra is good. Oh, gold to Nitra, yeah, that's not bad, but in what situation do you need, like, so much Nitra, though? Let me think. Genuine question, I'm not trying to, like, be rude. Where is it? Summer, I mean, I guess? Like, The tier sets and just explain why you think the characters are good or bad. Yeah. I think that's fine. But I really like to put a number on it because I can just say an arbitrary, yeah, it's good. And then I hold no responsibility to like my actual thoughts on it. Whereas a number is like concrete. Like I said that, I rated this character higher than that one. Nice. And I actually said it. Salt licks and gunpowder. Gunpowder, that's true. So out of all of those, the utility is 1 meat to 2 morsels and nitra. Why his survival is above like 5 more since he just has 10% because of Shadow and Luna. Does he have anything else? I think his fight. I think his fight really shouldn't be that high. It shouldn't be that high. Oh, by the way, so this is how it's working. By the way, 5 is meant to be like average. It's like Wilson. So imagine like a plain character. So Wilson without his beard, and pre-rework Wilson without a beard. That's 5 out of 5 across the board. So rework Wilson is 5.5 everything. I think that's fine, actually. Yeah, good shout. So yeah, installation, and if you're a noob, torches. Yeah, it has no disadvantage. If you have a disadvantage, it pulls your like rating down below 5. All right, that's Wilson done. Let's do WX now. So WX survivability is 7. Let's sort by survivability. So right now, WX is the 4th highest survivability character. Torches more utility. Yeah, in my I recommend like the perks for Wilson, and I don't recommend the torch. And That's fine. 7 for survivability, 6 for utility, and 6.5 for combat. I think the combat's probably too high. The only thing with combat is that he moves fast. So that he kites, he's a hob. Maybe that should be a 6. Because he doesn't actually do any damage. It's just, you won't get hit. You just won't get hit. Because you have like an extra 25% speed. Thoughts? You're not counting the electro circuit? No. If you count the electro circuit, one boss hits like, what, once every 6 seconds? And the electric circuit can hit up to 50 damage, so, you know, you get an extra 7 DPS with that circuit. 7.5 survivability. That would put his... So that would make WX an easier character to survive as than Wendy. Thoughts? At least 8? Did they ever make it count as electric damage? Yeah, it does count as electric damage. Gears, stale food, infinite light. Okay, yeah, with the assumption that you never get wet enough so that your circuits deactivate, then yeah, you get a bunch of speed, you can run away from everything. You can eat gears, you can eat stale food, but like, that doesn't really come into play, but like, yeah, it's something. Easily surviving in caves. Okay. So, by the way, survivability. With survivability, I'm kind of just like dumping all of their perks. How to explain this? So, like, Wendy's perks are split between, like, Abigail influences every single one of her scores. So survivability is just in general, without taking account in utility or combat, how easy is it for that character to survive with their perks and disadvantages. Then utility is how much they give to their team, and gathering resources, and combat is damage output and like AoE damage or whatever. So WX, thoughts, quick, WX, survivability. The rain thing is kind of annoying with WX for the first autumn rain, especially if you get a long rain and right before winter. Yes. Only really cares about first rain autumn. Yeah, true. And being frozen by ice and reduced charge per 2. Yeah, I specifically say that because that's like the only thing. Yeah, as soon as you get something to fix that, like, so this, I guess this rating for WX is assuming that you sort out the rain. 7.5. I'm inclined maybe 7.5 because the speed bonus is insane. And then I think combat dropped that down to 6 for the speed, and utility 6 because he can run fast. But at what time are you, like, there's not a lot of times where you say to your WX and your team, WX, can you run to the other side of the map to grab me an item and then come back? And he does it, and he does it faster. So that's why his utility's only at 6. Best of Ruins Rusher. I mean, yeah, but that's kind of not, yeah, I mean, true. He can eat gears. But I would rather take Wolfgang. That's me. I would rather take Wolfgang. Just, like, dig up a few blue mushrooms and I'll be able to rush the ruins faster. Ruins Rusher is utility. I guess it is generating... See, the thing is, with Ruins Rushing, it's kind of like a combination. I don't even mention Ruins Rushing in WX's section. Oops. I guess it is utility, but like any character can Ruins Rush. Salamikan, thanks for the Prime subscriber for 2 million months in a row. Is utility only in a team setting? Utility I describe as... 1 second. Survivability is simply how easy it is for the character to stay alive with their perks and disadvantages. Utility is how many resources, buffs, or advantages can that team member generate for the team, whether you're playing solo or with multiple people. So WX doesn't provide much for his team. Like, as we tested, his heat and cold circuits are terrible and they don't exist. They're really bad. The infinite light, okay, sure. He can have the illumination circuit. If someone gets in trouble, you snuggle up next to a WX. Can last the longest with no eating. Okay, but no one's plugging in like 3 gastro circuit. No one's plugging in 3 gastro circuits and then just flexing that they don't have to eat for like 8 days. No one's doing that. And if you did that, that means you're a Wilson who just doesn't have to eat for 8 days, and you're not providing any utility for the team. Or whatever. Sorry, I just made the number 8 up. I don't know how long. It's like an entire year. But yeah, like, who cares? Like, where does that actually come into play? Oh, I can Ruins Rush during the summer and stay down there for a year, except I'm going to be getting gears anyway, so I don't need the hunger reduction. You know what I mean? It's like cool, but it never comes into play. A year is 20 days in game. No, a year is 70. Ocean mapping, but who does that? Even ocean mapping, just bring some meatballs, and you're playing WX, so it doesn't matter if they spoil. In fact, there's the superior sanity and health from gears and no stale loss. Yeah, that's fine. $15 per season. Now it's 20 days autumn, 20 days spring, 15 winter, 15 summer. So I think his utility is fine at a 6. Because, like, Ruins Rushing is, like, an arbitrary, like, something you can do with the character, not, like, something innately with the character. He is so good in solo teams in terms of utility, but a bad team player, he should be 7. For survivability? Can I join the server? Yeah. Oh, sorry, you can mess around in the server if you want. I just have it launched in the background. WX has higher utility than Wolfgang? Explain. Explain your point, mister. Why is Wolfgang's utility so high? He can move shadow pieces. That's it. Why is that ranked so high? Oh, I need to go read. No, we're doing WX first. We're doing WX first. Yeah, Hamlet has like 11-day seasons. Yeah, Wolfgang doesn't have a lot of utility. I'm not sure why that's 6.5. Don't worry, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But boys, focus. We're talking about WX. Survivability 7.5. I think that's fine. But I think 8. There is an argument for like a survivability of 8. If you ignore Rain. A utility being a 6 is like. The direct advantages WX provides to his team is little to none, except like light ? But like you have to be snuggled up right next to him. He does gain a sanity aura with the music box, which is actually decent. It's like actually, that's actually, oh maybe, So if I raised his utility to like a 6.5, he would have as much utility, or nearly as much utility as like Wartox and Wigfrid. That's actually not bad though. Actually, I think 6.5 utility is probably decent actually. Yeah. I'm watching from Brazil. Hello. Yeah, and it auto tends crops is not bad. Ignore seasons, ignore darkness, dodge everything. Yeah. So like for the dodging, I just made his combat go up to 6 rather than 5 because he can dodge. Yeah, Wigfrid. We'll get to Wigfrid, but for now we'll do WX. Are we done with WX? 7.5 survivability, 6.5 utility, 6 combat. Is that good? Or maybe do you want to do an 8 survivability? 8 re? Is his survivability an 8? I mean, he can run away. I mean, if you ignore Rain, yes, okay, fine, an 8. If you ignore Rain, like if you ignore Rain. 7 utility for WX, huh? It reminds me what of WX's utility, the sanity aura, which I don't think is good. Because if you have the sanity aura, you don't have. You have 1 speed, 1 sanity aura. That's it. Then you don't have lights. Your survivability drops. Let me for context, huh? Let me for context. Hold on, let's go to WX's section. So for WX section, these are the combinations I end up recommending. Triple speed, which is just maximum survivability and good utility and really good combat. So that kind of matches these, except the utility would be lower. Single speed with single Morgul circuit, it just makes the same kind of thing. You survive easier. Single speed with heat or cold, depending on seasons, that gives you a little bit more utility for your team, but not really. They're not very good. And single speed with B Queen circuit, which just like increases your survivability more. Or you would do like what, single speed and single chorus box, which makes your survivability. You still got enough speed bonus, and you get a vet utility now. I don't know, man. I don't think the utility is that much. I don't think it's like 6. Ignore Wolfgang. Don't compare to Wolfgang. I don't know why Wolfgang's utility is so high. I'm just gonna quickly change that to like a 5.5 just to ignore that. Let's sort by utility. So right now WX, this is where he rates. So right now WX has just a less utility than Woody, less utility than Wendy, less than Wartox, less than Wigfrid. I think that's right. But then he has more utility than Walter, Wes, Wolfgang, Weber, Wilson, Willow, Wirt. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. You know what? I declare that fine. Kabam. WX 78 is done. Okay, who's next? Let's do Wolfgang. Alright. Wolfgang. So right now, Wander is the best rated character in the game so far. Okay, Wolfgang, 8 survivability, 5.5 utility, 10 combat. So the 10 combat is, you can't dispute that. He does the highest possible damage in the game. No one can beat him. Like, Wanda can't do as much damage as him, but she has range on her whip, which is really cool. So that's why she also has a 10. So his combat is 10 out of 10. He's the best in the game. You can't beat him. Utility, let me see. What did I write about his utility? We'll get to Maxwell, don't worry. We'll be talking about everyone. Oh, I didn't really talk about, what's his viability? Where did I talk about utility? I don't even talk about the utility. I just give it a 6.5 and say that's it. Wanda can do more damage in situations where normal combat Wolfgang goes higher, yes. Yeah, like if you have to chase around a boss a lot, then Wanda wins. To be honest, in practice, Wanda probably out DPS's Wolfgang just because when she kites, she doesn't have to walk back in. Bring him down to 5. Sorry, his utility is 5.5. That's why. So his utility is 5.5, so he can move stuff. And that's like the only benefit he can provide to the team. Is that right? He can like throw his dumbbell at birds, get feathers for the team. Not very well. His might let him break stuff faster, that's right. That's why I gave him utility. He does he works like 25% faster or whatever. Having a piggyback carries more for the team. Yeah, I've put that a bit more towards survivability. Maybe a 6 then. He breaks things faster. He can move shadow pieces. He can have a bigger backpack, which is kind of utility because he can carry more stuff, kind of. He can wear marble armor without getting slower, which is kind of more combat, but like hydrate, okay. Survival 8Y. So in here, is it faster than Woody? No. Woody chops down things in. His chopping animation is faster, and he takes like a third less chops to chop down stuff. So he chops down like twice as fast or something. What we're doing, we're checking my ratings and updating them. Currently, we're doing Wolfgang. Woody takes the same chops. Okay, but oh, sorry, yes, yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry. Compared to a normal character, Woody takes less chops, but also Woody's chopping animation is just faster as well. So where Woody's utility is 7, but then he also has transformations that do whatever as well. That's why he's like a 7. It's like utility requires more food for the team. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, didn't they like remove his hunger drain? Am I dumb? Hold on, because in the wiki it doesn't say anything about his hunger drains. I was just like confused. Hunger modifier, yeah, 0.75 to 1 times. He doesn't take more food anymore. Yeah. I should probably mention that. I should mention that he doesn't have the hunger drain anymore. What did I talk about survivability? And since his rework and changes, his extra hunger drain was removed. Unless he's wimpy. In which case he drains at 0.75 times. The increased hunger drain was only during workouts. Oh, yeah. When he's using the gym, he has increased, yeah. Maybe I should... As his passive extra hunger drain was removed. But like when he's working out, it drains. How much is the increased hunger drain? There isn't any. Like when he's working out, it's like it's mostly on the mighty gym. But it's not really. Loses heat slow when my... Oh, that's his other utility, but I guess that goes more towards survivability, that he loses heat. Yeah. Alright, so is that Wolfgang done? 5.5 utility? I think maybe a 6 though. So he chops faster, but like as soon as you're out of like the... It's like his wood chopping utility is good for like the first year before you get your Berger. 6? Okay, 6. Alright, 10 out of 10. Okay, now survivability for Wolfgang. His survivability. Let's sort by survivability. So right now, the survivability is this. Wigfrid is a 10. Wartox is a 9. I think I want to reduce that to an 8. Wolfgang is an 8. WX is an 8. Wendy is a 7. Wander is a 6. Wickerbottom 6. Web is 6. 5.5 for Wilson. 5.5 for Willow, etc., etc. So is Wolfgang being... So remember, survivability is just how easy is it for that character to survive. What makes his survivability an 8? I'll be honest, his survivability is an 8 because if he gets in trouble, he can just kill it. He kills everything twice as fast. Also, Wolfgang kind of has a bit more utility because, like, he kills things faster, therefore uses less resources. But anyway, survivability an 8 because if he gets in trouble, he kills it. So his ability to carry more things due to the bigger back would make a dent to the on the utility bracket. Yeah, we kind of like so basically we were saying like carrying heavy objects isn't that important because you can do it in so many ways, but we bumped Wolfgang to 5.5, but then with like the piggyback and like chopping a little bit faster, we just bumped it to a 6. Yeah, Wolfgang has higher base health of 200 as well. Fish fights twice as fast and healing is really not an issue. I would say 9, same as Wartox. Woohoo! I plan on reducing Wartox though. Because having double damage is like way better at surviving than self-healing. I mean, self-healing is pretty good, but like... Wigfrid combat 8.5. No! We will talk about Wigfrid later. I'll tell you why it's a 7. Oh yeah, it's very easy to avoid. By the way, this is assuming that you're playing the character and you kind of know what you're doing. Well, not really. These ratings are based on like my experiences, and when I've played the characters, I usually know what I'm doing. Good effect in team survivability though, that kind of goes into the utility. So if you help the team survivability, that goes into your utility. Like Wickerbottom making it a full moon night, that just makes it utility. That's like why Wickerbottom has like 10 out of 10 utility. So I don't know, man. Survivability for Wolfgang an 8. Like, if you had to survive, if I said you will win $100. And all you have to do is survive. And I say all you have to do is survive for like two years, but in that 2 years you have to kill every boss. Okay, maybe not kill every boss. You have to survive for 2 years. What character would you choose? You have to survive for 2 years. You have to not die for 2 years. Which character would you choose? I mean, I would choose Wolfgang. I would choose Wolfgang. Oh, I guess Wigfrid is very... Okay, ignore Wigfrid, but, like, except Wigfrid, I would just choose Wolfgang. And yeah, so, like, you'd have to kill all the seasonal bosses. It's part of surviving a year. You can't die if the enemy dies first. Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, or you'd play Wander. Yeah, but like, but you know what I mean? It's like the top 3. It's Wolfgang, Wander, and WX. You don't have to kill all the bosses, only the seasonal ones. And like Wigfrid, of course, but Wigfrid is easy. So I think 8 is like a fine. I think 8 is fine for Wolfgang. Agree? Yes, yes, if you agree in an 8. No, no, if you want something other than an 8. Quick. Yes, yes is a nose, nose. That's all I understand. I see someone saying 7.5. Oh, more, I see 2 no-nos, but everyone else is saying yes, yes. Oh, I see more yes, yeses. Wickford and Wicker share 7 in combat. Yeah, we'll explain it later, don't worry. Alright, I think we're gonna leave Wolfgang. Alright, Wolfgang, make him green. Alright. Okay, let's see what the total rating is right now. What's the total rating looking like? So right now, the best characters according to me, right, so far is Wanderer's the best, Wigfrid is second best, Wolfgang is third, Wickerbottom fourth, Warthog's fifth, Wendy sixth. That's honestly not even that bad. I don't know why Winona's so high, but like honestly, this looks pretty decent. This is like pretty decent, honestly. This so far this isn't looking too bad. All right, anyway, let's talk about Wigfrid. So Wigfrid. You can't die as Wigfrid. That's why she has the high. No one else has a survivability of 10. So I'm attributing her self-healing and self-sanity healing and the fact that she can make helmets for herself and her helmets for herself and a weapon for herself, and she starts with it. All that goes to survivability. I will strangle you. Hell yeah. You can't die as Wigfrid. You just survive 9. She's a carnivore. Like that doesn't matter. Like all the good foods, in my opinion, that doesn't matter. You survive off of killing stuff. Like you always kill stuff. You always have meat, and you can still eat like all of the good crockpot dishes, like pierogies. So like it doesn't matter. It matters for like the first like 5 to 10 days because you have to like maybe cook some meat that you kill pigs for. So like you can't die as Wigfrid. So survivability, that's staying at 10. All right, utility. Now utility. Her most prominent songs is giving all of her team around her. So first of all, she has to make them. She doesn't start with them off the bat. Also, she can make her team helmets. Cool. You probably won't use them because you can just as easily make log suits like with anyone else. Like a Woody can provide you with just as many log suits as Wigfrid could helmets. My GF only plays Wigfrid, even she can't die with her. Yeah. Yeah, so her most 2 or 3 prominent songs are the heart-rending ballad, Clear-Minded Cadenza, and Bel Canto of Courage. Oh my gosh, I remembered the names. So one is every time you hit an enemy and your teammates hit an enemy, each of you restore 1 HP per hit. So you make your whole team regenerate 2 HP per second if they keep hitting, which is nuts. To put it in perspective, if it's Wigfrid and a Wolfgang, for example, and the Wolfgang's wearing a football helmet or a Wigfrid helmet, and you read Bel Canto of Courage, Heartrending Ballad, and Wolfgang is just face tanking Dragonfly, Wolfgang won't need food. Wolfgang can just keep holding F and he'll regenerate enough health to tank Dragonfly. So it saves you on sanity food and healing food and time. Cool utility. But it requires you to actually go and make them. And you can't just activate them instantly. You need to like build them up. And then the sanity one is just as good, like +1 sanity for every hit. Then Bel Canto of Courage cuts sanity auras in half. The rest of her songs kind of suck, if I recall. Let me go check. Hold on. Let me check one schmeckend. Wigfrid. Songs. Weaponized Warble is decent as well. Increases how many hits your weapons get. Not huge, but still decent. Then we talked about those 3. Then Fire. Yeah, all of these like bad. Like maybe the aggro one is okay, but like aggro. The way aggro works in this game is what attacked me last. Who did it? Who hit me last? And that's who chases. Sometimes bosses are a bit different, but otherwise that's it. So the aggro one is kind of like weird, and it's got really slow animation. So it's not very good. Silence very good in Bee Queen. Nah, it only starts for 4 seconds. I used it in the Wigfrid boss run. It was painful to use because it's a really long animation. Then they're stunned for 4 seconds, and so you can get like 6 or 7 hits in. And then you have to cast it again. With a team, it's good. Where we're counting team? Yeah, we're counting team. Sure. Where is it good for a team? He used starting single game instead of Pamphlet. Oh, yeah, I know. I remember. I think that's where I saw it as well. But also, it's worth noting. I think he used like a marble suit as well because he just like yeah. Don't worry, we'll get to Maxwell later. Oh yeah, early game Wigfrid and like Wigfrid is good for sure. Higher value than Wigfrid. Means no one is getting stun locked. I mean, in a team. I mean, again, it kind of depends on the team composition. Because where else is the book useful other than Bee Queen? It kind of isn't, right? Because if you're in a team, hopefully you have a Wendy. Or if there's like 5 of you, you can just ignore the Grumblebees. Because the Grumblebees, I don't think they target multiple. They target one person at a time. I'm not sure on that. But like, you can just hold F and Bee Queen will just die. You're going to give everyone plus sanity on hit means everyone can use Celestial Crowns infinitely. True. But also, what kind of late game world is going to have everyone have Celestial Crowns? Actually, honestly, that would be really good DPS. In a late game world, everyone has crowns, and you have one Wigfrid to make sure everyone's crown is 100% uptime. True. Yeah, that's actually true. Gosh, right, now I have to add that. Yeah. Also keeps you and your team's what's it called? Celestial Crown? What's the crown called? Enlightened Crown. Enlightened Crown at 100% uptime for extra DPS. How much does the crown hit for? Like 34.2? Is that right? 42.5? Is it 42.5? I thought it's not that high, is it? Hold on. I'm not doubting you. I'm just misremembering. Let's find out. Enlightened Crown. Oh, it's 42.5. Would you look at that? Thanks for an extra DPS of so 85 without needing extra sanity food, which is very significant kind of per player. What we talk about Wigfrid's utility. Yeah, so I think, what do we think? So her survivability is good. Utility, I think, is good. You wrote your twice. I did. Also keeps your and oh, I meant to put you and your team. All right, combat. All right, this is why Wigfrid's combat is a 7 out of 10. She only does 1.25 times damage. So Wendy and Abigail do more damage than Wigfrid. We're attributing her healing and sanity regeneration to her survivability, not her combat. But she also has damage reduction built in, 25% damage reduction. So if you get hit for 100, your helmet absorbs 80 of that. Then your damage reduction absorbs like 7.6 or 6.4 of that. So you only take 13 damage. Cool. Who cares? You regenerate health. And that's it. She doesn't have AoE. She can build helmets. Cool. That's more sort of utility. And if her combat was an 8, we sort by combat. So if her combat was an 8, she'd be better combat than Wendy, which isn't true, because Wendy just does more damage and she's AoE. In which case, I want to rate Wendy higher, but like that would bring her too close to Wendy and Wanda and Wolfgang, who are way better. Wendy can't do it on all bosses. Who was it? I don't remember their name. But someone killed all bosses with Wendy, and they had a strategy for making Abigail survive every single boss fight. Like for Toadstool, you have to give her the speed potion and just push her out of the way of the boom shrooms. So making people hold F for longer while doing insanity so that you can be a tank for the combat situations. Yeah, but you can't just say that she's a tank, because in the game there is no way to make yourself the dedicated tank. The boss will not stay on one person. Did Don Gianni do it? I'm not sure. $7.5? No. Wendy straight up does 10% more damage than her, and a portion of that DPS is area of effect. So I think 7 is fine. Rude Interlude. You can provoke with Rude Interlude. It doesn't affect bosses. Like, in what situation are you, I guess, okay, maybe you've got a Wartox teammate who's in the middle of a pig village being attacked. Okay, so you're a Wigfrid who in this very early game, have farmed a tomato and a papyrus, and you've got yourself a feather pencil. You've crafted the song. You went over to the pig village and said, "Don't worry, Warthogs, I will save you." You attack like a pig 15 times to get enough inspiration, and then you read your song. No, the Warthogs has already ran away. Yeah, no, rudeness loot should work on bosses, but yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately. Then rise them both, you coward. But no, they're too. I mean, if I rose Wigford to 7.5, Wendy would have to go to like 8 or 8.5. Alright, for now, Wigford is done. Alright, which character next? Guys, spam the next character who isn't marked in green, and we will review that character next. The more spams I see, that's the character we'll do. Maxwell, Wickerbottom, Wirt, Woody, Wes, Maxie, Wickerbottom, Wirt, Wormwood, Woody, Wirt, Wes, Woody, Maxwell, Wicker. Alright, we'll do Wickerbottom, we'll do Wickerbottom first, then Maxwell, okay? Alright, so Wickerbottom, her survivability is a 6. Okay, so let's start with her utility, the good stuff. Her utility is a 10. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. She can turn the weather off. She can make it full moon every night from like day 1, as long as you find the archives. You could make insane food farms, like it's disgusting. You could infinitely farm vegetables, like instantly. That's it. Without Wickerbottom, Maxwell can't read the books. Falls in full moons is annoying. Minus 100. So yeah, her utility is a 10 out of 10. Yes, 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 yes. Very good. Okay. Her survivability, a 6. Why is it a 6? Let's find out. Let me just scroll up to my index. Why is your utility survivability a 6? Then Maxwell's is 11. No, but the thing is, Maxwell can't make Wickerbottom's book. So if you're solo, you don't get any of Wickerbottom's stuff. Let me see. So sleeping, I kind of disregard. Who sleeps? Who sleeps? Like, what the hell? Ain't no one doing that. Alright. What do I say about her survivability? It's one of the most powerful utility. Okay, Wickerbottom's survivability is lower than normal due to her not taking full nutrition from stale and spoiled foods, but her books could make up for that. So her survivability is a 6 out of 10. Wait, Jake, that's not how. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, my food is spoiling. It's fine. I'll just grow a bunch more. You know what I mean? So that's true. She could just, oh, my food's spoiled. Oh, no, I need to go farm 5,000 more fish. You know what I mean? So survivability, like, her books influence her survivability, like, for sure. And also, her this kind of links into her combat as well. There's a mechanic to switch characters, so I don't think not being able to make the books is an argument if Maxwell can't obtain the books. Huh? Oh, you're saying that, like... Well, I mean, if with that logic, you could just say, oh, well, Winona sucks and everyone's utility... Everyone inherits Winona's utility because... everyone can use Winona's catapults. Right? Or am I wrong? So in that, like, without Wickerbottom, you can't make the books. So like you have to go to Wickerbottom at some point. Therefore the utility goes to her, not to her and to Maxwell. And also, yeah, if you're counting swapping, then yeah, Wali's combat would be a 13 out of 10. Because he grants the highest damage bonus you can get in the game, whereas his combat is only a 7. Yeah, with that, yeah, Wickerbottom's crap attack farm's good. So yeah, her utility 10, survivability 6. She can just grow more food. I think that's fine. And she has bees that she can summon. Anyway, her combat is a 7 out of 10 because, meanwhile, Wickerbottom's combat is the same as any other characters. She can summon, except she can summon grumble bees and lay with spiderwebs. So she can spawn sheep, and thanks to her book, so her combat is 7 out of 10. What's the DPS of her? She can spawn 16 bees, which have a. Okay, the 16 grumble is a DPS of 120 plus Wickerbottom. With a dart, increases that DPS to 256. 90. So okay, to put it into perspective, Wickerbottom with all 16 bees does 94.1% the damage of Wolfgang with a dark sword. Now what you saying? Now what you saying? she can almost get to Wolfgang's DPS with all of her Grumblebees. But that AoE, huh? So many bosses have AoE, not really. But like, yeah, and then I have taken account, well, her DPS isn't nearly as high as Wolfgang, except you have to summon the bees. Some bosses will just kill your bees, like Celestial Champion and like a Bee Queen steals your Grumblebees. Agent Fuelweaver, yeah, Toadstool would kill them pretty fast. Deerclops would freeze them. Beardra would kill them pretty fast. Like, it's most notable for, like, let me go through the bosses in my head. Like, Eye of Terror would take a while to kill them because he dashes in a straight line. Twins of Terror, you can use your Grumblebees because Twins of Terror will always target you over the bees, like almost always, unless you're really far away. So you can just manipulate the twins to dash away from a bee so they don't get hit. But otherwise they're kind of slow, so you don't get the full DPS. Crab King, really easy to cheese with them. Malbatross, my bees didn't instantly die against Malbatross if I recall. Yeah, Antlion can't hit the Grumblebees, so yeah, that's why her combat isn't like a 9 out of 10. Survivor 7, you never starve, you never die to darkness. That's kind of hooked into her utility, kind of. Like, her books, yeah, are mostly utility, but, like, also they influence her survivability. Also, they require a little bit of setup. And usually they're stored in the bookcase, which means you have to go back to them to use them. Whereas, like, for example, Wigfrid can just, like, hit something. So, do we think Wicked Bottom is good? What's our thoughts on this? With the knowledge that she can almost get to Wolfgang's DPS with a Dark Sword. But except her Grumblebees die to, like, most bosses. And you can Tentacle Bee Queen it. Thoughts? Yes, if Wicked Bottom rating is good. What the hell? I'm seeing no yes as 6.5, 10, and 7.5. Nah, maybe for the survivability, but I don't know about the combat, because her bees do die to a lot. 2 ideal chance to make DPS good. Yeah, exactly. That's why her combat is not 9 out of 10. Survivability feels a bit high. So, if you ignore her books, her survivability would be like a 4.5. Not being able to eat stale food, or you can, but you don't get as much nutrition, that's kind of like whatever. And she can't sleep, whatever. I guess it hurts a little bit, so 4.5. But then her books is just like, oh, I can grow tons of more food. So that kind of negates that. So I'm back to like a 5. And then her books make tons of food, so you're not going to starve, so like 6. Aren't her base stats lower? No, they're normal, and she has 250 sanity. I think, right? Scrolling. Oh no, she does have less health. She has 125 health. Sorry, I was wrong. But she has a massive sanity pool. Maybe it is a 5.5. Okay, 5.5 survivability. Thoughts? Wicked Bottom sleepiness is kind of a plus point for combat. That is utility, not survivability. Well, kind of, because so survivability is just like as a whole, how's the character. So with all of these, I'm not really separating. So with combat and utility, I'm kind of separating, but survivability, I'm not separating. So that's why like Wolfgang has such high survivability, because his combat is so good. But I'm like with Wigfrid, I'm separating her sanity. I'm kind of picking and choosing what I'm separating and what I'm not. Like when I think it makes sense. 5.9. So confusing. I know it's not really set in stone very well because all the characters are so different. All right, Wicked Bottom's done. All right, now we'll do Maxwell as promised. Maxwell. Okay, so survivability of 3. That's probably a bit harsh, but so for reference, Wes is meant to be the hardest to survive with. He has the lowest health tied to Maxwell. So Wes has 1 for survivability and 75 health, right? Maxwell has 75 health. He can get 1 hit by like every boss. So you always have to wear armor. Cool. He can summon shadow puppets. Cool. Oh, actually, he starts with his book. He doesn't have to craft it. And he can lock things. Okay, survival is going to be higher. So it should be 5. I'm thinking it might be like a 5.5 now. Like, low max health drags it down to a 3. But then his book, like, oh, I can summon things to fight for me. So I think 5.5. Thoughts on 5.5 survivability? Like, max health brings it down to like 3. But then the book is like, oh wait, you start with the book. which can lock enemies away, and you can summon things to fight for you. So I think a 5.5 is pretty decent. Because like, it gets dragged down but then pulled back up, you know what I mean? Okay, let's think about it like this. If Wilson could use the Codex Umbra, what would his survivability be? It would be like a 6.5 or a 7. So like, therefore, the 3 gets dragged up 2 points, like a 5, but 5.5. Alright, utility. Utility. Best wood chopper in the game. Cool. So instantly, he's like above Woody, and Woody is like a 7. Yeah. So instantly, wow, cool. Best wood chopper in the game. He gathers wood the fastest. Cool. Can he buff his team? Not really, but he can trap bosses. But down to 7? No, he best wood chopper. 8 is good, I think. Because it doesn't really supply much survival opportunity since it has a decently long cast time. It does have a decent long cast time. Also, yeah, top hat inventory is also good. Yeah, so even if you have Wirt set up, the merms... So, here's the thing with Wirt versus Maxwell. It doesn't matter how many... It doesn't matter if Maxwell could summon a bajillion Shadow Puppets or like 5. Because the ultimate bottleneck of getting the logs into your inventory and turning them into boards is how fast can you pick them up and turn them into boards. So as long as whatever is chopping your wood for you is doing it faster than you can pick them up. And that Maxwell's puppets do that, and they dig up the stumps. So the thing is with Wirt, even if you have 100 Merm guards, they knock out the forest really fast. Cool. But that you have to dig up all the stumps and you still have to pick up all the logs. And Maxwell puppets also pick up the logs. So Maxwell will turn 100 trees into how many boards faster than Wirt can. Exactly. Your time is bottlenecked by picking things up. Therefore, Maxwell, yeah. Why Wilson is out? We discussed Wilson earlier. Yeah, he can use Wickerbottom's books. It's like, yeah, cool. But I'm not going to attribute, like, the books affects them. So, like, I will say, like, okay, you get, like, a little bit of score because you can read Wickerbottom's book. Cool, it means you don't have to switch back to Wickerbottom, but you still have to switch to Wickerbottom to actually make the books. Or you need a Wickerbottom on the team to make the book. So I think Wickerbottom gets the utility score for her books, but Maxwell gets, like, maybe, like, half a point for being able to use the books. You know what I mean? And he gets, like, 3 times his sanity. It's not 3 times. He gets, like, minus 82.5 sanity when he reads a book as well. His top hat can clutch for party play, like someone in ruins. Yeah. So, yeah, his top hat is just extra inventory space. Cool. Extra utility. Oh, wait, that was part of Wilson's score, by the way. He has 3 beard inventory slots, so he gets a little bit more. He's never insane. Yeah, he's never insane. I think that goes more so towards survivability, though. Would you agree? Like, he doesn't really go insane unless you, like, really try. Best water farmer, huh? Dance with his duelist? It's true. He can dance with his duelist. Do we think a utility for Maxwell of 8 is good, or no? Top hat Chester jerseys. He can also use Dreadstone armor without any penalties. Yep, he can. 8.5? Let's do some comparison. So does that mean... If you had to say which character has more utility, Wander or Maxwell, would you say Wander or Maxwell? Like, a Wander with every teleport everywhere, or Maxwell with his book? Who would you say... Do you think you have equal utility? Or one has better? I Wander who can teleport you anywhere, can revive her teammates back to where they died. That's kind of where it ends, actually. But being able to teleport everywhere is so good. You'd say equal? It's like equal, but in different areas. You think? Okay, fine. Okay, it's like he is okay. Equal utility, but like it's different utility. This is teleportation, which is insane, and this is resource gathering, which is very. He's the best at resource gathering. So technically, that should make him a 10. But like. It's not that good, though. He doesn't have Wickerbottom's utility. Like, he's not as... Yeah, so 8.5 is fine. 8.5, very cool. Alright, combat. Oh boy. So right now his combat is a 7. Let me go and check the DPS calculations. So, let's start off by saying you're not going to be wearing a bone helmet, bone armor, and a shadow thurible. Unless you're like DPS testing in a private world with a beefalo. Like, you're just not going to be wearing that. You're going to be wearing like a full sight crown, maybe bone armor with like a dark sword or a full sight club. So that's what this is. Bone armor, full sight club, dark sword, meaning your actual damage output for each puppet with this setup will be about 48 per normal attack, which comes to, and then here's a calculation. So over 8 seconds, they will do 1 dash attack, and over 8 seconds, they do 4.4 attacks. So 3.4 of those attacks will be normal slashes, which is 48 damage, equals 165 damage, and then 1 dash attack, which is 72, which is 237 total damage over 8 seconds per puppet. Divided by 8 seconds is 29.66 DPS per duelist, assuming perfect scenarios. So that's assuming that their attacks never get delayed because they get hit and they teleport away. So it's almost 30 DPS per duelist. And with a maximum setup, their DPS is 37. And you can, how many duelists can you summon? It's like 5, but 6 makes you go insane, right? In boss fights, you can kite, bone set with durable, and animation cancelling as best DPS for bosses. Huh? Oh, with an ornery beefalo, yes. How much is Wolfgang? Wolfgang's combat is 10 out of 10. Oh, sorry, Wolfgang's DPS is 68 times 2 times 2. Way more than 4. Wait, sorry, what? What were we talking about? Duelist spawn count? Yeah, you can spawn. 6 makes you go insane, but 5 makes you not go insane, right? Is that correct? 5 without insane, 6 per insane, yeah. Anyway, so whatever, 30 DPS times 5, 150 DPS, which is like that. This is less. So with this shadow puppet, in a perfect scenario, that's less DPS than just like a Wilson with a dark sword. Wilson with a dark sword is 132? Question mark. So, oh wait, no, it's just, sorry. It's just a bit more than a Wilson. So all of his puppets attacking perfectly is like, it's more damage than another character. And he can fight too. So technically, his DPS could be more than Wolfgang. Except it can't, because Wolfgang can have higher DPS with blow darts, but that's part of the point. So yeah, in a perfect scenario, he has double damage. In reality, that will not happen. It won't happen. You won't be dealing that much DPS. So if I went into a fight with Wolfgang versus Maxwell, Wolfgang would kill the boss faster. If he fights, just get a damage boost. It's like when he's near and or he's fighting, they attack at a higher rate. And I've calculated this as if they're attacking at their max attack rate. Yeah, so it's almost double. It's double damage, double Wilson damage. Assuming that you're holding F and all of your puppets are. And Shadow Prison is insane. Like, the Shadow Prison is insane. So I'm more inclined to maybe rate Maxwell like an 8 for combat, but let me see. Let me just change the order. So right now, Maxwell for combat is sat right next to Wigfrid, Weber, and Wirt, which I think is decent because that's all just minion characters. So I think that matches pretty well so far. The minion characters are like, they have higher DPS than Maxwell with enough minions, but his minions die a little slower. Then like Wally has access to really high damage modifiers, but only some of the time. Winona has catapults. Wickerbottom has Grumblebees, which have slightly lower DPS than Maxwell's puppets. And then Wendy has AoE damage. And it's always available. So Maxwell is probably actually like an 8. Or a 7.5. It's definitely better than Wickerbottom. He's like definitely just better than Wickerbottom. And his things take more of a hit to die. I think 8 is probably decent actually. I think that's fine. What do you guys think of that? Maxwell is now a 5.5 survivability, 8.5 utility, and 8 combat. Thoughts? Oh no, now Maxwell is third best character. Well, no, oh wait, never mind. No, he's not. No, he's not. Good. 7.5. Thing is, a 7.5. Okay, let's put it into perspective. A 7.5 would make him equivalent to Wendy. Wendy's total damage is 1.34. Maxwell's total damage is like 2 times in a perfect scenario, which it won't be. So Maxwell's probably more close to 1.75. And he would have to keep resummoning his puppets. But Wendy does AoE damage. So I think Maxwell's like, it's like Bee Queen, yeah. Fuel Weaver. Honestly, Fuel Weaver, neither of them are very good. His puppets die way too fast. Like Celestial Champion, his puppets die slightly slower than Abigail, so maybe a little bit better. But like Bee Queen, Abigail is better. Now, even against Bee Queen, like you can just use the Shadow Prison to trap them. Honestly, I think 8 is really solid. Yeah, he has crowd control rather than AoE. Yeah, true. I think 8's fine. Alright, Maxwell's done. Yes, very cool. Alright, moving on. Let's go for Wally. Now, this one will be confusing. So, survivability, 5. So, if he eats a same dish within a 2-day period, he remembers it. And then you have to not eat that dish for 2 days, then he'll forget it. Or if you keep eating it, he'll just keep getting less and less nutrition. So, you can't chug pierogies. You can't chug raw food, which is whatever, because he has a portable crock pot. And yeah. But he can make dishes to help you survive, like hot dragon chili salad, which makes you immune to dying to cold, basically. And same asparagus patcho for summer. Although Evan Deadly putting into this, thank you. You don't need to wait 3 days to get good puppets. I mean, on day 1, Maxwell's puppets only do 20 damage, so they'll be doing half the DPS of what we just calculated. With day 1 puppets, Maxwell's DPS is like 1.45 times, so only like 10% better than Wendy. And not AoE. Anyway, so yeah, so that would drag him down, but then like, what did I talk about? Sorry, let me go to the Wally section. Let's see, Wally. Where's my Wally section? There's the Wally section. You come around just to play me, don't bother. What the hell? Why is Wally's survivability a 9? Oh, this is Wartox. What? Okay. Okay, Wally's DPS is. I don't talk about his survivability. I just don't talk about his survivability. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I can put this on a Google Doc and then just link it in the description of the video. All right, let's read. We should be reading. I think we should read what I write in each of these sections. We should have been doing that, because then it like puts it all into context. All right, let's read the Wally section. Where's Wally? Wally? So, okay. Shh. Mommy. Alright. Wally is a very special character because he can offer the single biggest damage boosting perk in the entire game, which is while also being a potentially awful character to survive as due to a big downside, which is he can only eat crockpot dishes. But not only that, his hunger also drains 20% faster than normal. But not only that, but Wally will remember what dishes he has eaten for 2 days or 16 minutes, and each time you eat a duplicate food inside this window, he will receive less and less nutrients, being hunger, sanity, and health. Eventually, Wally will get minimal nutrients, being 30% of the maximum the 5th time the same dish is eaten. It is worth noting how this window works. If you eat meatballs on day 1, 2, and 3, you will receive full nutrients the first time, less the second, and even less on the third. This means each time you eat the same dish, that 2-day countdown is refreshed. So you need to go 2 days without eating the dish at all to get rid of any future penalty. Eating 5 of the same dish will cut you down to take in 70% less nutrition each. After this, the penalty doesn't go down anymore, meaning you can't effectively heal by chugging 10 pierogi anymore. Well, you can, but chugging 10 pierogi in 2 days will only heal Wally by 214 rather than typical 400. Besides that, Wally has a big 250 hunger, standard 150 health for 200 standing along with his own line of characters with crockpots. Crockpot. Okay, asparagus patcho made with 2 makes you immune to summer heat. Cool. And you can stockpile them. It's quite easy to farm. Hot Dragon Chili Salad makes you immune to dying in winter. Cool. Fish Cordon Bleu makes you immune to spring rain. Awesome. If you can mass produce it. This is the hardest one to mass produce. Volt Goat Chow Freud. Biggest damage modifier in the game, but like they need to be wet. You need to have a spare Volt Goat horn to make it. And it only lasts 5 minutes. Glowberry Mousse. 4 glowberries makes you glow for 2 days. Epic. Lastly, the Grim Galette. Whatever. Who cares? Okay, so that's whichever. Then the garlic powders. Wow, cool. Damage reduction like Wigfrid. Awesome. Seasoning salt. And finally, chili flakes. Extra damage. Cool. The spice. Okay. And then, oh, by the way, this is the section where we talk about Wolfgang doing 1,200 DPS. But not the highest DPS in the game ever. This is the best DPS in the game clip. And it's just Wolfgang killing Beardra in like 5 blow darts or whatever. He's got the same setup, but using blow darts, which have base damage 100, leading to a tilt DPS against a wet tech of 1,200. 600 per blow dart. There's an absurd amount of DPS, which can topple Beardra in 5 seconds. Crazy, but you'd have to farm blow darts with this method. Blah, 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 blah. And you'd need Wily, Wickerbottom, and Wolfgang. This spice, along with Volt Goat Jelly, is what makes Wily one of the most powerful characters in the game. His personal survivability, I'm going to rate a 5 out of 10. His food's very useful, but he can only eat croppers, which is annoying in the early game, but not too... Okay, his survivability should be lower than a 5. Boys, what should Wally's survivability be? It needs to be less than 5. I can't believe I've rated him a 5. His food is not good enough to increase his survivability. 4? Okay, I agree with that. Agree? Yes, yes? Agree. Epic. Right, utility. His utility is like kind of actually pretty good. Like, is actually kind of good. So, he can... If he can mass produce Hot Dragon Chili Salad, Asparagus Pacho, and Fish Cordon Bleu, you're immune to overheating in summer, freezing in winter, and spring rain, which means you can fight bosses. His utility is pretty good, but it requires a lot of effort. So I think utility of 7 could be fine, because like it does. You mean it doesn't? You don't have instant access to it. You have to actually make it. Like whereas like Wigfrid, I just crafts the song once, whereas you have to keep crafting this food. You have to keep making the food. Thoughts? Say, but mayhaps everyone say 7 or 8 or whatever you think the utility should be. I'm thinking is unique dishes also count for utility. Yeah, sorry, all of his unique dishes count towards utility because he can give them to his team. 8 is good? Okay, I thought you guys were gonna say 7. Because I was thinking to bring it down because like you have to keep making the foods. But assuming that you can okay, yeah, this is with the utility is an 8 if you can mass produce everything. If you can mass produce it all. Like you have farms to mass produce it. Like maybe a 7.5. Guys, what do you think of 7.5? I think we should meet the 7.5 here. Agree. Wally's way more useful than Wendy. Where's Wendy? Where's Wendy's utility? Wendy's utility is a 7. So Wally 7.5. Thing is with Wendy though, her utility is just like instant. It's instantly there. And if you want to buff it, you can use potions. But like Wally is, oh, I have to make it. My utility is like 5 until we set up a farm and you start farming, and then you have to go get me specific ingredients. Like the spices are like the easiest to access, at least the chili one and stuff. That's it though. He's a worse Wilson until he can cook. Yeah. Chef's pouch is decent, isn't it? Just the refrigerated pack. Which I guess it's like the refrigerated pack before you can get the refrigerated pack. Is it easy to make any vegetable in a massive amount? Yeah. So what do we think? 7, 7.5, or 8 for utility Wally? Quick, go! Just say it once. Say once. 7, 7.5, or 8? 8, 7, 7, 8, 8, 7, 8, 7.5, 7, 8. Okay, we're seeing quite, I think, 7.5, 8, 8. Okay, we're seeing more 8s. Alright, fine. 8, you win. Alright, combat. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of like interesting, because if you rate all the characters by themselves, then Wally does 2.7 times damage, which is higher than Wolfgang, so he should be like combat 13 out of 10. But the target needs to be wet, which is going to be like what, a third of the year if you're lucky, but probably a quarter of it. Are you saying 8 or 7.5 for combat? Huh? No. And then even if it's a okay, so now a third of, say a third of the year, you're getting... No, but you need... But, like, Volco horns. Every time you want to engage in combat, you need to eat a Volco horn. And you can't just, like, easily mass-produce Volco horns. Like, that takes at least 2 years before you can get a good farm of that. You need to wait for spring to start spawning goats, and even then you might just get unlucky. Yeah, so if he is not fighting a wet target, and he has Volt Goat Jelly with spice on it, it's 1.7 times. So it's less than Wolfgang, and it's 5 minutes, and he still needs a Volt Goat horn every time he does it. So Wolfgang is just instant. He can instantly do double damage. Whereas Wally needs to be like, hold on, boys. I need to go kill some Volt Goats and hope for a horn. Oh, you guys wanted a weather pane? No, I'm going to eat the Volt Goat horn. And, yeah, so wetness, cool, only like a third of the year ago. Volt Goat farm. Thing is with the Volt Goat farm, if you're lucky, you'll get like 2 herds. It's pretty rare to get 3. I've had 4 Volt Goat herds in one world once. Or twice, actually. But, like, usually you'll get like 1 or 2 Volt Goat herds. In your first year, you could maybe get an extra one. So you're going to have 2 Volt Goat herds. So in the first half year, let's do some math. In the first year, so you got 35 days divided by 2.5. So let's assume that within the first 10 days, or the first 12.5 days, whatever, you find the Volt Goats really fast. Okay, you find the Volt Goats really fast, so you can kill them down to 1. Cool. That means in the first 35 days, if you kill the Volt Goat every 2.5 days, which is how long they take to respawn, you kill 14 Volt Goats. Cool. And now you multiply that by the drop rate of 25%. It's 25% for a Volt Goat horn, right? Yeah. So you're going to have 3.5. So in a whole year, you're going to get 7 Volt Goat horns. If you're not killing any bosses that you need weather panes for, then sure, you get 7 you get 7 Volt Goat jellies per year per herd. And then in your, assuming like every year you get an extra Volt Goat farm, then extra Volt Goat, then like 1 herd is like, yeah, 7 Volt Goat jellies per year. 7.5. I think 7.5 is decent, probably. Yeah. Well, hold on. If you were solo Wally and you got 7, if you had 7 Volt Goats in your first year, you would use a Volt Goat jelly for Toadstool, because that would mean you would just use less weather panes, so you can use more Volt Goat jellies, because the fight takes a lot less time. What other bosses use weather panes? Like Fuel Weaver, but again, you'll use less Volt Goat horns by using a Volt Goat horn to make the jelly, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah, okay, 7.5 is fine. You've convinced me. Okay. Alright, 7.5 for combat. Alright, is that Wally done? 4 for survivability, 8 for utility, 7.5 combat. Yes, or no? 6 for combat. No. I think that's good. Okay, right. Let's do who we're doing next. Let's do a popular one. Let's do Weber. So right now, Weber is a 6 for survivability, a 5.5 for utility, and a 7 for combat. Let's go ahead and read his section for context. He should be 10, 10, 10. Okay, Weber is the first character to talk about who is a monster, which means normally neutral mobs like a pigman and bunnyman will now be hostile to you. Basically, anything hostile to a spider will be hostile to you. Also, being a monster himself, being a monster himself means he can eat monster-related foods like foods like monster meat without any negative effects. Weber starts with 175 health, so instantly more survivability, hunger, and a low 100 sanity, which in my opinion increases survivability because it makes you dip in now insanity easier, but I cut that bit out because it's kind of like, who cares. Along with a few items, spider eggs, monster meat, and a webby wrestle, which we will discuss later. Being a spider, Weber can befriend other spiders as they are neutral to him, so instantly you can befriend like the most common enemy in the game. Feeding 1 monster meat gets you 3 spiders. They gain an abhorrent smile while also becoming your loyal servants forever, or at least until they die, or you tell them to go away using the shoebox, which has 2 effects. The aggroes spiders and dismisses them, and it has 10 uses. You can keep this item in his crafting tab. Alright, in his crafting tab. You can make eggs, but this is kind of whatever because you'd rather shave existing nests then build existing nests, then make the spiders, kill the nests, and then you steal these spider eggs with the razor. Next, we have the den decorating set. This allow you to park the spiders, which makes it so you can actually use your spiders without wanting to end yourself in the game, of course. Zach, I will draw you as a femboy if you say something like that again. Next, den decorating set, yeah, allows you to park your spiders and enables some farms. And this is me explaining how to park your spiders. Webby Wilson can call things out. Healing Glop you're never going to use because you're going to have nurse spider and switchadoodles. Switchadoodles are kind of whatever. In my Webber run, I don't think how many Webby, I use some switchadoodles, but not very often. I just stole most of my nurse spiders. I didn't really use switchadoodles. But, like, yeah, I understand. They're kind of expensive, though. Now let's talk about the types of spiders. So, basically, whatever, we'll read through this. Let's talk about all the types of spiders very quickly because this is a character video, not a spider video. A standard spider, the most common spider, which has a DPS of 6.6 and 100 health, can be found all over the world. Spider warrior, the spider can be found in level 2 and 3 nests spawned by spider queens. It has 400 health and then pounce attack where it jumps between 1. Its DPS sucks balls. It's less 3.3 to 5 DPS. Depth dweller, it's a spider warrior but looks different. Cave spider, this spider can hide for 75% damage reduction. Otherwise, it has the same DPS as a standard spider but with 225 health. Spitter spider has a slow DPS of 3.3, a high health of 350, but there's a bug which makes them attack incredibly fast, which can increase their DPS to like a 10 or something. Shatter spiders are in Lunar Island. They have pretty decent melee DPS of 8.3, but an AoE DPS of 3.3, except the spike attack also hits your spiders. So that's poo-poo. I'm pretty sure it does. Yo, someone wanna like join the server? You guys, join the server and someone go test that. So everyone join as Webber? What the hell? Oh my goodness, spawn base. Hell yeah. Here you go, Wanda. Guys, make spawn base. Exclamation mark join to make spawn base. I'm just gonna give myself god mode. Right, anyway, Nurse Spider. Nurse Spider, this has a bad DPS 3.3, but a special attack and a 400 massive health pool. Special attack of healing all spiders by 150 in a 2-tile radius, and Webber by 8 HP, and it has an 8-second cooldown. Wow, very epic. These spiders are tricky to get because you have to kill Orange Man, don't starve. No, you have to kill a Spider Queen. You have to attack a Spider Queen. Whatever. This is just explaining how to rush getting a Nurse Spider. Now this spider horde is pretty good except until an AoE boss comes along and ruins your day, basically. So his combat would be like 10 out of 10 because his DPS would be nuts with so many spiders, but they just instantly die to most bosses. They just instantly die. And they require a bit of setup. Last we have Sea Strider spiders, whatever, you can cheese grappling with them. When stealing spiders from natural nests, yeah, whatever, this is just mechanics. This is just me talking about mechanics. He grows a beard for a little bit more of insulation. Okay, cool. He can sleep in spider nests instead of a tent, whatever. You can give helmets to your spiders, except that's really overrated, because, like, nurse spiders are the only spiders that you kind of want to protect. And they already heal for a massive amount and have a massive health pool, so they'll just heal each other, so it's just like whatever. And if you give your spider hats to like anyone else, it doesn't matter. The spider hat, the football helmet would like break so fast because they'll take so much damage, and the nurse spiders would have healed the damage anyway. Yeah. Okay, cool, epic. So for survivability, we'll give Webber a solid 6 out of 10. His low sanity means you can dip in and out of his sanity very easily. He has access to spiders as allies, which are very common mobs, which can overrun enemies and hordes due to the ability of being able to prevent 3 with 1 meat of some sort. Utility is 5.5, so you can provide silk, gland, and monster meat to the team with his spider wars, along with... What the hell? What the... I will slay you. Oh wow, they drew a penis. Guys, look. Guys, look, they drew a penis. Guys, look real close, you'll be able to see the penis. No, I'll brighten it, I'll make it. I hate myself. Here you go. Stay there, Zach. No one likes Walter. It's true. Goodbye, Walter. No, Walter, what are you doing? Wait, Walter, what are you doing? Walter, what are you doing? Epic. Bump utility, but he doesn't really provide any utility, though. Because if you think about it, what utility does Webber bring to the table? He doesn't, other than combat. I mean, sorry, other than maybe farming monster meat, but Abigail does that better, so it's just kind of like... Like, Wendy can do that better. Maybe a 6, but like... Survivability, I think, is fine at 6. High HP and access to spiders. Spiders considered utility. They don't benefit the team. They don't heal anyone except webbers and spiders. Unfortunately. Goodness gracious, joining the game was a mistake. I'm despawning myself. And combat is a 7, so it technically has access to a lot of damage, but like his spiders die so fast, so it's kind of like Wickerbottom. Like, she has minions, but they die fast, so... And like, well, Weber can very awkwardly use Spider Queens, but I did that. I used Spider Queens against Cecil Champion. They eventually died. It's just incredibly awkward to use Spider Queens. Survivability should be higher because every area has spiders except monkeys. How does that increase his survivability, though? You're awkward? So I think a 7 is fine. I think Weber's pretty okay rating, I think. Guys, yes, yes, if you're happy with Weber's rating. No, no, if you're not happy with Weber's rating. Thank you. No, no. No, no, too. Yeah, like, free friends is kind of what, but like, what does that actually do? It just makes, like, getting more spiders just, like, gives him his combat rating of 7, right? That's, like, so him getting spider friends increases his combat, because that's what they're used for. Utility is a 5. The reason why his utility is 5.5 because he can, like, day 1, go craft a bunch of spider eggs and farm monster meat and silk, whereas Wendy would have to wait for a level 3 nest to kill them to then get the spider eggs. That's why it's 5.5, and otherwise Wendy kills spiders easier. I think there's an argument to increase his utility, but none of you are convincing me. It was the biggest mistake of my life. Now I realize how useless Weber is. I mean, this is, remember, this is ratings relative to every other character, and there are a lot of characters who are very powerful in specific areas. So Weber is a lot of fun, but like, compared to the other characters, yeah, he's not super duper in my humble opinion. I mean, he's still fun to play. Also, in here, I do say you should play whatever character you want, obviously. If you have more fun playing a terrible character, then go for it. Alright, Weber's fine. Alright, we'll just talk about Wirt. Wirt's survivability is a 5. She can't eat meat. Oh, whatever, let's just read her section. Let's read her section. Wirt is a merm, and as such, you can befriend 3 merms by feeding 1 merm a vegetable, a vegetarian dish. What the vegetarian dish? Or vegetarian dish, fruit, or giving them a fish. But they do not stick around forever. They will stay longer the more you feed them. They will stay longer the more you feed them. Yeah, these merms are great workers as they will chop and mine for work, but they don't dig up stumps or pick up resources. Wirt is bullied by pigs. Wirt's default stats are 150, 200, 150. I see default stats because they can be altered, but we'll talk about how later on. Wait, her survivability should be like a 6 because she has higher stats. Wirt is a vegetarian, so any meats or meat requiring dishes she cannot eat. She can also eat goodies and being taffy, jelly beans, blah 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 blah. While Walker Masher, she works 30% faster. Tentacle, and you can see tentacles on the floor. And then she can build Merm King to give all the merms more damage, and she gets more max health. Yeah, okay, maybe she should be like a 6 survivability because she gets like way more max health. All Wirts in the world gain 100 more health, 50 more hunger, and 50 more sanity. Yeah, so her health goes to 250. That's actually kind of nuts. You can't die with that. Also, all merms of all types will be passive. I say in your current way, yeah, it doesn't work with kids. The Merm King has 1,000 health. It's just the Merm King, whatever. Then you can build structures, crafts, merms, which is whatever. Use them to replace the king, and you can read Wickerbottom's books for sanity increases or decreases based on the book. Next is Wirt's army or potential army, merm fortifications. Yes, they're like the best minion in the game. So I think her combat rating should be a 7.5. But anyway, But it's really expensive to make. Like, it's the most expensive minion to make. Also, she holds Ice Bream and Scorching Sunfish are like insane. I think her survivability should be like a 6.5. Honestly, thoughts? I miss your RuneScape videos. So anyway, she doesn't eat meat, but she gets 33% more hunger from all of her vegetable dishes. So like, I think that evens it out. Then she has a 100 extra max health to 250 max health, and she can use the Scorching Sunfish and Ice Bream fish very much because they survive for 4 days in her inventory, which is nuts. She's basically immune to overheating and getting cold, and she's immune to spring because she can just hold a Scorching Sunfish and be completely wet and she'll be fine. So I think her survivability is like a 6.5. Thoughts? And she doesn't drop items. So what do we think of survivability? 6.5? 5.5? No way. Like, no way. It's totally higher than 5.5. Like, unless you really hate the fact that she can't use meat. Except she can't. She can turn it into eggs. Can she? Wait, can Wurt eat egg dishes or no? 7? Hoo-hoo! No, okay. I didn't think so. But she can use them in dishes to make, like, whatever. Yeah. She can... let me just put that in. Any spare meat you have can be turned into eggs, which can be used as filler for vegetarian dishes. Yeah, fill up by eggs. So what? So you guys are saying 7 for survivability? What? Late game survivability, absolutely. Yeah, you know what? 7. And even early game, you have Mum's pretty. My goodness. Wow. Oh wait, hold on. We've got a banger. Right, Wurt's utility. This needs to be higher. It's like a 7.5. Or a 7. I think maybe 7 at least. Yeah, 7. Wait, wait, what? Huh? 7. So, let me explain. So, she's pretty good at getting wood. She can chop all the trees down, like, faster than Maxwell, but she can't dig it. She has to dig up the stumps herself, and she has to pick it all up herself. Therefore, she's not quite as good. And she has to recruit the merms. How is the chart ordered? I can change it for whatever, but right now it's ordered for combat. I'll order it by total rating. There you go. That's total rating order. So right now, Wander is the best. Wolfgang second best. Wigfrid is 3rd. Wickerbottom 4th. Maxwell 5th. Warlock 6th. Wendy 7th. Winona 8th. Wurt 9. WX shouldn't be that low. Isn't Wurt the fastest rock miner? Probably? Yeah? 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 But, like, I feel like rocks are, like, too spread out. Unless you talk about, like, a petrified forest. Yeah, she's, like, better at Maxwell than chopping wood. I mean, chopping rocks, yes. But you have to recruit them, so that's kind of whatever. What the hell is this? Wow. Since merms deal with tree guards better than Maxwell? Well, we're talking about specifically the... like, just the act of gathering the wood, but I do agree with you. The merms will take care of the tree guards, whereas Maxwell, it's kind of awkward, and it pauses your progress. So, I agree, but, like... Wanderer 6. We've already been... All the characters highlighted green. Oh, I should move my webcam. All the characters highlighted green. Guys, I'm coming over next to you. Hi, guys. How's everybody? So, oh wait, I'll move myself top right. Ah, yes, top right. Epic. Hello, Jakey. Hello. Hello, Ashmans. So all the characters marked green, we've already discussed them and we've corrected their ratings. We'll go over them again though once we've done everyone once. Video release date, dunno. This is still like the planning process basically. This is the script, 32,000 words. I have to read the script, like read it and record it, and then piece that together and then record relevant clips for everything I'm saying, which will take a while. So it'll be like a week or 2 or 3. Alright, what was I talking about? Wort. So Wort's utility, 7. Worse than Maxwell. Maxwell's 8.5. But Wort also has to make them, like, and she also generates a bunch of seeds. Wort also has to, like, she has to make them. Her army is, like, really expensive. 4 or 5 or 6, huh? So, do we agree with 7 utility for Wort or no? Thoughts? To know that Wort takes time before her stats come into play. Yeah, it takes like it'll take you till your first winter before you get them. I mean, you should add a use for a steam sign. What do you mean a steam sign? Mums chop and get rocks. Yep, you can. So utility is 7 or good or no? What do we think, boys? 7? 7? Yes, yes. Okay, then we'll move on to combat. So Wort's combat, I think it's similar to like Weber. Let me sort by combat. So Wort is sitting same in line with Weber, in line with Nanuna, in line with Ikebom, in line with Wigfrid. Okay, so Wort I think is maybe a 7.5. Wort is definitely better than Weber because Wort's minions do not get squished. They take some punishment before they'll die. Oh, you go to someone's profile and say signed by the... Oh, I don't know what that is. If you want, you can message me on Discord and try to explain what it is because I don't understand. So yeah, Merms are stronger. So either that means like Weber needs to go down to like 6.5, which I'm more inclined to do. But if I'm going to do that, then Wickerbottom actually also has to be dragged down to 6.5. Because so Wort's Merms can easily like let's check their DPS. Wow! Sorry. So so they do 50 damage and they attack once every 3 seconds. The DPS is 16.6. Except you'll recruit like 20 of them. So they have 333 DPS, which is twice that of like that's more than 2 Wilsons. So it's like you're playing with a Wolfgang and then some. That's what that's equivalent to. With 20 Merm Guards, which is usually what the least you'll have. You'll have 20 Merm Guards. That's like you're playing with a Wolfgang. So you're doing triple damage once you include yourself. You're doing whatever DPS, and the Merms are doing Wolfgang tier DPS. Except, oh dude. They take so much punishment though to die. They take so much punishment to die. What's their health? 660 health. What can kill them is... So the only thing that could kill them is, like, dragonflies in ranged pound attack, but they run away, so they would probably dodge half of it. And Celestial Champion's spinning attack, except they would probably dodge it. And Celestial Champion's laser attacks, but they might dodge it. But eventually they would die. They would basically die to CC's Blender attack. And Celestial Champion phase 3. Triple laser, yeah, they'd get hit by that. So, but, like, they dodge, they move really fast. Yeah, so it definitely needs to be higher than Weber. Wait, it's like wait, is that better than Maxwell? Huh? Maxwell doubles his DPS almost. What does more damage? Wait, what? Oh, but he has the prison though. Yeah, he has crowd control. What doesn't? What brings the crowd? Give creative. Okay, I will join the game and give creative. Hello, it is Wendy, your god. Guys, this is what you must do. You must make spawn best. Do you understand? Wow. Oh my gosh, it's Wendy. Hello, Wendy Gaming. Ah! Yeah, you could just get more, but I think there reaches a point where like the Merm guards can't fit around the boss. Like some will hit, run off to go kite, and come back, and they still wouldn't have hit because they can't get to the boss. So I think 20 is fine, but like yeah, you can do like 30 or whatever, and then you just get more damage. So but like also it's kind of pulled down because like you need to actually hold on a minute. just turn this down a little bit. Okay, you need to actually make it as well. Oh man, but her combat is better than Maxwell. 8.5, 8.5 though. Assuming that you're bringing like at least like 15 Merm guards with you, which requires 5 vegetables, and they stick around for 2.5 days at a time. Did someone just kill me? I can't believe it. Guys, what do we think of Wirt's combat? She annihilates every boss except like Celestial Champion Phase 2 and 3. Like every boss will, and like maybe Fuel Weaver? They would survive a long time against it. Like every boss falls to Wirt. I'm pretty, hold on. We must do research. Wirt all bosses. Epic. Is she? Alright, go to the description. Description. Deerclops. Oh my goodness, kitties! Wait, do I not? Oh, why am I not using mobs? And then I show how to do it. Alright. Oh yeah, sorry, at this point I'm still building my army. Yeah, I only have like, I have like 5 guards. Oh, let me skip a little bit further into the run where we actually have like some stuff. So I think here, Bee Queen, here we go. Oh my god. How many do I have? Oh, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I have like 30. There's like 30 guards. I don't know if this is gonna work. I haven't pressed it. But yeah, this is just so stupid. She just dies instantly. Not really, but like this. Who wants to count how many there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's like 30. There's 30. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I built 30. Merm guard growth is exponential. No, it's linear. Every 1 Merm guard you add, you get 1x more damage. Yeah, she murders every boss. Let's go to Dragonfly. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, if I get pamphlet, then halfway through the fight, it will start running away. I should have brought tons of healing food and dealt with the larvae. The rate at which you create merm houses is exponential. Is it? You're telling me the more merm houses you... Oh! Kind of, not really. Because I see what you're saying. The more merm houses you have means the more merms you have, which means you can farm more fish, which means you can get more tentacle spots. At which point, like, your bottleneck will be, like, the amount of wood you can get. But yeah, I see what you're saying, sorry. Okay. If you bring enough, like, the cheese stomps bosses. Like, can I... Shadow pieces, come on, come on, come on. I do the night, right? I do level 3 night. Dude, these videos are so bad. I keep like, I'm like commentating, then I'll just take a 2-second pause and not cut out and then just continue commentating. Like, what? The wood isn't really exponential because the bottleneck is how quickly you can pick up the wood. So there is a cap. Yeah, okay. We've learned that merms stomp the bosses, kind of. I don't know about 8.5, maybe 8. Like, definitely better than Maxwell. Not really, because they have a loyalty time, so if you're dragging them to a boss fight, okay, maybe an 8. Maybe tied with Maxwell, because Maxwell's puppets, you can instantly resummon them, and they don't die instantly. The merms don't die instantly, but they have a loyalty time, so I think 8 is fine. Thoughts? Thoughts? Any thoughts? Thoughts? Yes, perhaps? Thoughts on 8 out of 10 for combat for what? Concentrate, boys! Concentrate! Don't get distracted by a pink anime girl. But she has 250 and Maxwell is 75. That's more to do with survivability, in my humble opinion. But you are right, for sure. But you need like 10 days to farm to get that damage. Yeah. So, like, Wirt does way more damage than Maxwell and his puppets, but you have to farm for, like, half a year to get that damage up and operational. But once it's there, you have it forever, and it's really cheap to keep. 8.5, but I think she does more damage, but then she's pulled back by how costly it is. So I think 8 is fine. Thoughts? And Maxwell also has prison, yeah. And, like, if like, they died to Celestial Champion Phase 2, you can't just get more merms. I mean, you can. You'd have to run back to the mainland, come back, and then Celestial Champion would have healed, but, like, yeah. Like, at the end of Phase 2, at the start of Phase 3, before you do any damage, you can go grab some more merms if you want. So I think 8 is fine. Okay, cool. Wirt is done. Next, Winona. Winona is currently at a survivability of 4.5. This is due to... Shh. Let us read Winona's section of the Death Note. Winona. Winona is very proud of whose best abilities in her character-specific... Where's catapults? Catapult. Okay, here we go. This is the main event. Winona's catapult. This structure enables an endless amount of farmers from bunnies to pigs to spiders to even assisting with some boss fights. This is that. The boulders do 42.5 damage with an attack radius of 1¼ tiles with a DPS of 17 for every target that it hits. Pair this up with a set of 8 catapults surrounding either one of 2 Winona's generators. You have an immobile damage dealing machine dishing out up to 136 DPS. Dishing out up to 136 DPS per target. For reference, also with the handbat deals 119 single target DPS. Wait, I'll just... Yeah, whatever, that's fine. But these catapults are expensive to make, are susceptible to being destroyed by giants who crush structures, and they can be targeted for attacks as they do have health. If their health reaches 0, they fall apart and break, giving you half the resources. And talks about the generators. Last thing for you is she crafts faster at the cost of hunger, which is useful for mass producing, but if it's dark and she dodges the first hit of darkness, whatever, survivability is 4.5, so the dodging is cool, but if you have less than 50 hunger, she crafts way slower, like way slower. So it's like, oh no, it's getting dark, can you make a lantern? Oh no, I died. Because, except she dodges the first hit of Charlie, so it doesn't actually matter. So maybe a 5 is fine. 577. That is controversial. Oh my goodness. 5. Okay. 5 for survivability. Alright, Winona's utility. So, this is an odd one. Utilities, Winona's the only one who can, like, do the farms that she does. Like, you can't make a hound farm without Winona. Like, a good one. You can use Houndy or Shooters, but, like, they don't do AoE damage. They're, like, not that good. They get significantly slower. So maybe, I guess, like, you can do that. But anyway, whatever. Like, there's farms, like, the spider farm. Okay, the spider farm isn't very practical because, like, Abigail and bunny farm. 9, but not 10? And so, like, okay, hold on, pause. Wow! Pause. What farms that Winona catapults make are, like, actually good? A bunny farm is, like, whatever. Like, pig catapult farm, like, it doesn't really exist, and it's really awkward to make, and just make a fire farm. Make my fire farm. Toolbird farm. Because you can't really oven toolbirds. It's really awkward. Spider farm, like, I think bunny farm is fine, but for monster meat, it's fine. Shadow pieces farm. Yeah? Yeah, so, like, bee queen farm. Like, her catapults annihilate bee queen. If we say we don't need harm farm, we also don't need max DPS, so Wily and Winona equal. True. Hound protection. Yeah, so it's cheap hound protection before hound shoot you, so it's like, yeah, that's good utility. Yeah, sorry, yeah, Varg farm, that's what I meant. Sorry, not hound farm, Varg farm, yes. Varg farm, she's like the only one who can effectively farm it. Because AoE damage good. Yeah, I think her utility is too high at 10. Like, she's the only one who can do her catapults. But, like, it's just not that good. Moonrock farm, yeah, a Varg Moonrock farm. Like, yeah. Yeah, Asia Fury farm, so that's kind of hooked into her combat. So, in her section, so I think, what should we reduce her utility to? Because now I think about it, her farms are kind of like, yeah, it's good, but, like, it's kind of overkill. And, like, why though? Below Wanda. 9.5. Boys, quick. Say what you think what Winona's utility ranking is out of 10. Also, I don't know why I did this out of 10, because all of my other videos, I've done them out of 5, but whatever, who cares? Spell Monkey Farm, I guess, 9, 8, 9, 8.5. Holy moly. The takes in here are hot. Goodness gracious. 9, I'm doing 9 for now. Alright, let's talk about combat. 6.5. 8 or 8.5. Perhaps. We'll go back to utility in a second. Right, now, combat. So, if you set up her catapult, which you're not going to do for some boss fights, they can stomp the boss. Like, Bee Queen, no one stomps Bee Queen harder than Winona when all of her catapults are set up. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's really expensive, though. And therefore, that's like a 10 out of 10. Like, she does it better than everyone. Fuel Weaver, it makes Fuel Weaver brain dead because the AoE damage kills all the healers and gives you a bit of extra DPS. I don't think anyone actually uses the catapult at boss fights because the bosses destroy them when they get too close. So the idea is, like, with all of her catapults, she can get, like, better DPS than Wanderer and Wolfgang. Just it requires a lot of setup. And it's kind of really awkward to do. So I kind of went from, you're either a 5 out of 10 or you're a 10 out of 10. So I kind of went to the middle-ish and went for a 7. That's why her combat is 7. Also, it's AoE. Combat can be good, but it's stationary. Yeah, it's stationary. Unless you put it on a boat. Krampus sack farms only duel with another. Not really. You can kill the Krampus one at a time over the fence. That's what I did, at least. But, like, yeah, if you're trying to farm for, like, more than one Krampus sack, then it's pretty painful to do that. Can you merm Fuel Weaver so fast that you can't even make a shield? No. So, how he... I mean, you can, with enough people and enough DPS. So, how Fuel Weaver works, he finishes his current attack. As soon as you push him into phase 2, he finishes whatever attack he's doing, and then he does the phase 2 animation to put his shield up. So you can like with your when you're playing with like 5 people, you can knock him down to like 8,000 health pretty commonly before he puts his shield up. But killing him is another story. Yeah, Wirt also takes a long time to set up, but I think Wirt's combat is more because like Wirt against Celestial Champion. Oh, my merms died. Okay, cool. I can go get more merms. It cost me nothing. It cost me 5 vegetable dishes to go get 15 merms. Whereas Winona is like, no, my catapults! You know what I mean? And she has to rebuild them. So it's like, it's definitely less than Wirt. And even then, it's like less DPS than Wirt. Unless you put the catapults on a boat, but even then, you can only put 4 catapults, which is not very good DPS. So I think her combat's probably like 6 or 6.5. Like, if we're saying that her farms, including her catapults, is utility, then her combat is like probably more so like a 6, because it's like she stomps bosses if you build them, but not all the bosses. Like the only bosses, what bosses are the catapults like actually good? Fuel Weaver and Bee Queen. Like Fuel Weaver, it kills all the minions for you, and Bee Queen it just stomps her with enough catapults. Thoughts? What other boss does Winona stomp with catapults? Question mark. Winona is weaker than WX but has higher rates. Crab King, he would probably sink the boat, and if a claw grabs the boat, it destroys any structure closest to the edge. Toadstool? Yeah, Toadstool's pretty fine. It's extra DPS. Bosses that don't move much, like unless you lure the boss, like Dragonfly, you can lure him in a certain spot to do a bit more damage. I think a 6.5 is probably fine. I don't even know if it's 6.5. I think it's 6. Her combat has just gone down because it's so slow to set up. Now, back to Winona's utility. So her farm, Spider Farm, it's like, yeah, basically infinite monster meat and silk. Takes a little bit to set up. Could use Abigail. Or you could use a Bunny Spider Farm that any character can do. And that's probably good enough unless you're playing with like 10 people. Or you're really impatient and want all the silk now. Then what other farms? Yeah, Varg Farm. And like you farm gems with it, but usually have enough gems. Moonrock, like, yeah. Varg Farm for Moonrock, cool. At which point you don't need a Winona catapult because they don't serve any purpose for Moonrock Farm. Utility for Winona, boys. Utility for Winona. Is it really a 9? Swim Monkey Farm, yeah. It's like Wendy does it like pretty well as well, but like yeah, any person can do it once there's catapults down there. So Monkey Farm is good. I don't know. I don't think the utility is that high. Let me see. Okay, if you had to say what character, let's sort by utility. If you had to say which character has better utility, Winona. Wait, where's Winona? Would you say that like Winona has better utility than Wanda and Maxwell, and Wally I don't think so. Thoughts? So right now Winona has higher utility than Wanda, Maxwell, and Wally. Alright, so we'll drop it to an 8 then, and now let's look at it. So now Winona has equal utility. Has equal utility to Wally and equal utility to Wormwood. And more utility than Wendy. I think that's pretty good. I think that's fine, actually. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, Wormwood also can make some ridiculous farms with, like, infinite armor. Has better, but Wanda and Maxwell has equal or lower. I think Wally has better. So, like, 8.2. Oh, so you want, like, Winona to be 7.5? I don't think her catapults are that good. I would much prefer to have Wanda or Maxwell on the team rather than a Winona. Like, because her catapults are not mobile. And like, what farms are you actually going to use? Like a hound protection, that's kind of it. Winona utility over Wormwood. Yeah, we'll get to Wormwood next. Let's do Wormwood next then. Alright, Wormwood. Wormwood currently is a survivability of 3, utility of 8, and combat of 4. Keep that in mind. Let's go and read his section. Catapult's kind of outdated, maybe. Because now I think about it, like, oh, this is not actually that good. Okay, Wormwood is a planet and such. Lure planets that attack him, whatever. Wormwood's health is not affected when eating food. This works both as a downside and an upside. When eating Progees, he doesn't heal. But when he eats red caps, he doesn't lose health. This only applies to food. Wormwood can still heal from effects like items like healing salves, jelly beans, and structures like tents. Wormwood can craft living logs at the cost of 20 health. Bramble husks, which are very easy to farm with the Wartox on the team. Bramble trappers, whatever. Compost wrappers, whatever. He can make himself bloom so that he runs faster with a more hunger drain. He farms better, and that's it. Wormwood 4.5 survivor. Yeah, he doesn't have like lower max health. Okay, I think I was a bit mean there. 4.5. Alright, so Wormwood so far. So after that, his utility. So he runs 1.2 times faster or whatever. He can farm pretty well, so I think that would bump him to like a 6 or a 6.5. And what else does he do? Oh, yeah, he makes living logs and makes bramble husks, which is insane. Like, I would rate that higher than Wander, maybe. No. It's like armor that also does thorn damage. That's insane. Why would you say it's just kind of better than Winona's? I know Winona on paper can make more farms, but they do. Yeah, so what do you think? 8.5 for Wormwood? Or drag Winona down to like 7.5? Boys, we have a decision. Wormwood utility to 8.5 or Winona utility to 7.5. If Wormwood's utility goes to 8.5, that means Wormwood has the same utility as Maxwell and Wanda. Winona 7.5. I think Winona 7.5 as well. It's done. It's too late. It's done. Wormwood to 8.5. Wormwood is pretty good. So would you prefer to have Wormwood's utility or Wally's utility? Who has better utility, Wormwood or Wally? Ah, see, now you're thinking. Would you prefer damage buff with like easy access spices, or would you have Wormwood who can make you armor and probably dark swords? Like in the early game. As soon as you're in the late game, you'll probably have enough. Wormwood, Wally, spices instantly usable. Wormwood, easy access. True. In which case, do we bring Wally down to 7.5 or Wormwood up to 8.5? Hands down. Oh my goodness, Glums it, Glums. What do you think about the ratings? We need a professional gamer's opinion. I thought you said Walter. Oh, sorry, no, Wormwood. Alright, I think Wormwood 8.5 for utility. Alright, now Wormwood combat. I put a 4 out of 10 because he finds healing slightly harder. Can't go through all of this, I'm too tired. Maybe I'll review this on my next DST stream. Hell yeah! I will here to quick take. Let me. Oh, hold on. Let me just change the order. Hold on, wait a second. Largest to smallest. Chart update. Stupid chart. Alright, it updated. Okay, so this isn't done yet, but so this order left to right is like the character best technically, because that's the total rating is higher. So Wander is at the top. I think that's fine. Wigfrid is at the top. And then Wolfgang, then Wicker Bottom, then Maxwell, then Wirt. Why is Wirt so high? Wirt should not be that high. Wartox is better than Wirt. Then Wendy, then WX, then Wally, then Winona, then Weber. I think this is pretty good other than like Wirt and Wartox. They should probably be swapped. Water isn't down enough. Sorry, he's only second to Wes. I think this is actually like pretty damn good. I also get negative rating. I think this is like actually really good, apart from like Wigfrid, but like I'm trying to be nice. And Wirt should probably be lower than Wartox and maybe Wendy, but like, I mean, it's pretty good so far. Yeah, so like with Wigfrid, I've just been like, so this is how I've rated Wigfrid, right? Wally's far too down. The thing with Wally, it's like his combat is 7.5. It's like technically he's a single character. He can provide the best combat out of like 13 because 2.7 times damage. Well, not actually 2.7 times. 2.5 multiplied by 1.2, which is higher than just Wolfgang. Except I'm putting his food buffs into like the utility score. And his utility score, they're cool, good damage. And then his combat is like, yeah, good damage when wet, otherwise worse than Wolfgang. And also requires a Volt Goat Horn every single time. And in the early game, poo-poo, you get 7 Volt Goat Horns a year from 1/3, if you're on average. Oh, do want to survive was also wrong since want to survive. Oh, this is also, these ratings are like based on like kind of how I play as well. So like when I play Wanda, I'm pretty good at not dying. I don't really play Wigfrid. Wolfgang, like that's, so it's kind of like my rating, but also kind of influenced by everyone else to like kind of just make sure I'm sane. If you have 10 combat, you have the lower survivability. Well, how I've seen it is, if you're in 10 combat, that means you're always going to be using Nightmare Armor. If you're using Nightmare Armor and you're at age 73, so just before you're about to heal, you can get hit for 350 damage and that will kill you through Night Armor. But if you get hit for less than that, you won't die. And 350 damage is like a lot, so it's going to be pretty hard to die if you're using Night Armor. Old Wonder has the lowest HP in the game. Yeah, true. You can use 9% armor with any character. Yeah, but the thing is, you won't. You won't, though. You'd rather, so like with Wolfgang, it's like you have enough HP to just be like, that's okay, I'll just use a football helmet. I said 90, not 95. Oh, I use Night Armor with Wanda. Yeah, if you use a 90%, then you're going to get hit by, like, what, 175 damage, and then you die at age 73. Wormwood's combat better than a 4? If we're counting Wormwood's armor as, like, utility, so that's why he has, like, a 4. So maybe a 4.5. It's just he struggles to heal, right? 95%, probably still more health as Maxwell and Wes. Yeah. But survivability is like all of their perks in one. So like Wanda can cancel damage, but she can also get her heals cancelled. She also has range with her weapon, so she doesn't need to get as close to enemies. She can just instantly teleport away. She has effectively infinite healing, except it's just on a cooldown. You don't need to make healing food. So all this is a lot of upsides. More than one clock is less inventory space. This is true. Without armor, Maxwell gets one shot, only a few things, Wanda, but almost everything. I feel like that is not taken into consideration when giving combat 10. I think with the assumption that you're taking appropriate actions to prepare for the fight, so like you make Night Armor so that you don't get one hit, just as much like for example, like in a Wolfgang speedrun, I'm not gonna make Night Armor because I use football helmets so that I won't get one hit, and that's basically all armor is. Just make sure you don't die. So Wolfgang can get into the fight faster because it doesn't use and then Wanda needs Night Armor. Otherwise you die, so she takes a little bit longer to get into the fight. But once she's in the fight, she can take quite the hit. But I do agree that, like, yeah, she effectively will have less health than, like, Wes. But once you consider, yeah, you could probably reduce the survivability. Wolfgang doesn't need armor. Hey man, you can play without armor. I like to use armor though. Maxwell survivability. So how Maxwell survivability was kind of, we talked about, was like low max health brings him down to like 3, but then he has shadow puppets that defend him and stuff, so it went back up to 5.5, and he regained sanity and stuff. simply see people playing Wanda, not streamer, just general audience. Oh yeah, for sure. So again, these ratings are more so like, they're primarily based on my experience. So I think I do say, where's Wanda's section? Hold on one second. Wanda. I say she's incredibly powerful, but then it's like at the bottom. There's a lot of stuff about. This is a lot about Wanda. Wanda is a punishing character without good planning and skill. With both of these, she'll be the most powerful character you can use in mid to long game. And where at one point I say, if you're a noob, you'll just die. Don't play Wanda, you'll die. It ain't gonna work out. What is this document? It's 32,757 words. Where do I say it? Basically what I say is, like, if you're a noob, you'll die as Wanda. She's so different. Where do I say it? I swear I say it. Why is it so low on survivability? Because she has low max health, but then like her books can make her more food, and that's why. So yeah, maybe we can revisit Wanda's survivability. I mean, as me, I have no problem surviving as Wanda, like as much as like Wilson. Plus, I get teleports to teleport away if I really need to. I'm gonna roast some of these numbers. Hey man, everyone's allowed their opinion, that's fine. But I mean, which numbers do you disagree with? I want to hear, because then I might adjust them. But like, these are based on like my opinion, plus like taking into account people's opinions, and like, but mostly it's my experience. Of course, Woman's Bloom, you get good speed. Yeah, well, Woman's Bloom is pretty good. 1.2 times. I just trash talk. No! Yeah, that's fine. No, but anyway, I would like to know, like, if you wanna, you can quickly drop like what character ratings right now do you disagree with? Like, here's the table. But like, I think there's definitely something to say, like, oh yeah, Wanda's survivability is just a 3, and leave it at that, like, for sure. So when I started the stream, what was Wanda's survivability was a 3. What should be in negatives? Okay, so this is how we calculated Walter. We didn't check it yet. Okay, his survivability is 3, his utility is 6. I think that should be a 5.5, but whatever. And his combat's a 4.5. Now, I wanted to give him like a 3, but chat, mate. So his survivability, low max health, goes insane like all the time, that he'll just instantly die, whatever. You know what? He has worse survivability than Wes. And his combat, his slingshot's DPS is bad, so if you use that, his combat is worse than Wes because he does less DPS than Wes, but he can use a melee weapon. So he does the same damage as Wilson, except he goes insane faster, so he might have to drop out of the fight to go insane, or pick Cactus, therefore combat 4.5. 1 utility for OB infantry. Great at farming nightmare fuel? I mean, yes. So, Walter's survivability, honestly, I think there's an argument to be made that Wanda's survivability could be a 3, and like Wes's survivability can be like a 1, and Walter's survivability could be a 0. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Anyway, let's move on to Warthog's. Goodness gracious. Warthog, survivability 9. I'm instantly dropping that to an 8. I don't know why that's so high. Utility is 7. So his utility is meant to be like, he can teleport across the map with a cost of souls every time. And his combat is a 6 because he has higher max health, and he can heal his team and himself. And his utility is also because he can heal his team. Both should be, so I just screwed Survivor 6 with Combat 10. They both should be same level because they're both dynamic. So you're saying like when the combat is 10, the survivability should be 1, and when the combat is like 5, the survivability should be like 5. Since Adult Wanda has more HP but hits harder than others, yeah, she has like what, effectively like 75 health when she's middle-aged, or up to 100 health or something. Oh, 105 health just before going young. Warthog's cannot teleport with statue, I think, but utility isn't amazing. Like, you can teleport around to do stuff a bit faster, but it's not mainly use of it, it's just a time saver. Yeah, and you can't take your team with you. Otherwise, Warthog's utility comes from healing his team, which is pretty good. They did nerf it though, which is good. It drops by 2 points for every character who benefits from it. But you still get like usually like a 20 to 40 heal per soul. Wanda utility 9.5. I mean, I'm down for that. But then it's like teleporting across the map is cool. Yeah, I might change Wanda's utility. And you go to bed. Bye-bye, Gloves Bed. Thanks for your thoughts. When you roast the numbers tomorrow, be sure to send me when, so that I can listen to reasons. Thank you. Warthog's negative utility since he eats twice as much food. Yeah, this is assuming. That's true. But like, assuming that you get sold. I might drop his utility to like a 6.5. It's like a 6.5, but like, it's really good with like Wormwood. If Wanda utility is so good for teleport, why is Warthog's low per comparison? Warthog's can't just teleport everywhere all the time. If he teleports across the map, he like loses 10 souls. So then you have to farm them again. And you have to go there before. I mean, Wanda has to as well. Wanda can teleport to the caves. Wanda can just instantly use her clocks. She can just instantly use them. Wanda can also teleport her teammates as well. Whereas Wonky, no Wonky, he doesn't exist. No. I will continue ignoring the existence of Wonky just for memes. Since we're looking at long term with Wirt and whatnot. Okay, so long term with Warthogs. Okay, you teleport across the map with 13 souls. Cool. Oh, you can't teleport back. Huh. Also, in the long term, you don't have a damage modifier. You have like no like ceiling to like get better. It's just like, oh, I have 30 default damage and that's it. But sorry, we're talking about utility. So healing in the late game with his souls is like, I think I say in his thing is like, I say like in the late game he loses his utility for healing because it's like you have such easy access. He's only good in like the really early game, in my humble opinion. In the really early game, that's where he's most valuable, or with a Wormwood. Even with a Wormwood, like once you have jelly beans on Wormwood, you're fine. Package beads for souls. Yeah, like you could package beads for souls, but that requires you to like spend time with the butterfly net. Bees. Yeah, but I mean, I know, but like, okay. So both characters have to go to the location once before. Cool. So both of them have to do that. Then Wanda, all she has to do is right-click a clock, and then she can instantly teleport back, and then instantly teleport somewhere else, and then instantly teleport somewhere else, right? Whereas Warthogs would have to be, oh, guys, I want to go to the other side of the map, and instantly come back. Hold on, guys. I need to go craft a bug net, and then go catch some bees. Alright, cool, guys. I've caught my bees. Oh, half the day's gone sick. Maybe not half the day, but you know what I mean? It's a whole lot less convenient. And requires a lot more effort. Wanda can't have teleports everywhere. I mean, you do have a point. Like, Warthogs can go actually anywhere. But, like, in the first, like, 3 years... Hold on, let me talk about it. Let me calculate it. So you can... A Mac Tusk takes 2.5 days to respawn. So that's 6 Mac Tusks per year. You have 4 per hour, 24. Divided by 2, so that's 12 Mac Tusks per year. In the first 3 years... Oops. You can get like, like say 30 teleports in your first 3-year world. So that's like a midterm world and you have 30 teleports. That's basically everywhere. Everywhere plus give yourself like 30 seconds of walking time and you can get to anywhere on the map. Downstairs and upstairs. How many places do you need to go? Everywhere. Everywhere. It's more useful just if you're trying to carry people so you can just gather stuff instantly for them, but that's above it. And I guess you said that your setup, it's kind of meh. I see. Oh yeah, I think in the early game, Wartox is way better at teleporting than Wanda, for sure. Wartox as a whole is better in the early game. But in the late game, it's like, Wartox, he can teleport. It's like, okay. But, I mean, that's it. You have no damage modifier. You don't do anything else. You just teleport. And healing doesn't really matter because you'll have so much food. So what do we think? What do we think Wartox's utility with his teleports and his healing? Assuming best case scenario, then, that he's in the early game, like, with a team, I would suppose. At least 7. Yeah, I mean, Wigfrid is a 7, and she also heals the team, and he teleports. So I think 7.5 is, like, fair, nice. For sure. You have a Discord ping? Let's check that. Where'd it go? Let me scroll up. So when someone wants you to sign his up wherever you go to, they steam and write a comment on it. Usually people do it with favors that usually I like people usually say sign by other ones that I can't explain that much. I see. Interesting. 6 because he consumes 2 times food. I guess the 2 times food thing might reduce it because it's like anti-utility for your team, but like, okay, so maybe a 7 from that. But yeah, because like most of the time you're just gonna eat souls, usually, right? 6.5. I think 7 is fine for Wartox. And also food is in the early game. Food might be an issue, so but then in the late game, yeah, food doesn't matter. Eating thing and survivability, yeah, it could be. Well, I mean, if you're eating extra food, you're taking away from the team than if you played a different character. And then combat, I've just put a 6 because he can teleport for invulnerability frames, and he has higher than normal health, and he can heal real easy. Question mark? Thoughts? Alright, yes, if happy with Wartox's ratings with 876. Goodness gracious, are they making Bass? What's that? Why is there why is there 93 of you here listening to me talking about stats? You guys are on a Saturday night. What are you guys doing? What the? Okay, Warthog is done. All right. Now, while I go pee, you talk about Wormwood. Right now, Wormwood's ratings are 4.5, 8.5, 4.5. Wait, we were already talking about Wormwood. Right, 4.5, 8.5, 4.5. Discuss. Meanwhile, watch them build Bass. I'm back. You haven't been misbehaving. Hello. Right. What's happening? Oops, wrong one. So, what we saying? Wormwood is a good plant boy. Yes, Wormwood can cheese Crab King. It's really awkward, but you can, yeah. Wormwood's speed means he has a high combat potential. It's only 1.2, so it's not too much. Always ready, always hard, always full of wood. Ice healing is fine with South, Husk and Dark Sword saves it. As well as twins, they don't get such high utility, should be brought down to 8, but it's good. I think Wormwood's utility is like really high because Bramble Husks are insane. And he's really good at farming. Combat system, easy armor, easy dark swords. So we're attributing him making dark swords and armor for his team into his utility, not his combat. Hence why his utility is so high. But he himself with his combat, like, yeah, he has 80%. He can make himself 80% damage reduction armor and make himself a dark sword at the cost of his health, which is like, yeah, maybe a. But like in most scenarios, you're kiting. You're not planning to get hit unless you're playing B Queen. Also, sorry, yeah, this takes into account solo, but also Wormwood is a character who thrives in a team, so we're totally gonna include ratings for like a team-ish. So like partially solo, but like solo Wormwood is significantly worse, but in a team he's like way better. So in a team, like his utility I think is huge. There's better combat, little less utility. Yeah, he has narrow utility, so like it's weird because it's like Wanda has utility as well, but like it's like they have the same utility, but it's just different utility, you know what I mean? 5.5, what's that? Combat should be a 6. Why is that? I mean, I could... If healing is survivability, then yeah, this can be 5.5. Because he make the armor. If we're going to attributing him not being able to heal very well to purely survivability, then I think 5.5 combat is fine. Because he can make himself his armor. But his armor is only really good like against Bee Queen and Spill Monkeys. Because it has no cooldown, which is really good. Survival should be a 6, and utility should be a 9. Survivability a 6. But Wilson can heal with food, and he's a 5.5. Will it be 6 in combat? Because Bernie, she's a 5.5 right now. We'll discuss her, but Bernie only activates when insane. His DPS is bad, and he dies. And then you have to pause the fight to bring him back. But he's like, he might be higher. We'll rate it later. Thoughts on Wormwood's ratings? 4.5, 8.5, 5.5. Thoughts? It's firing so much better, so that should affect utility. Yeah, so that's why partially why his utility is high. Even though, like, theory, like on paper, it's like anyone can farm, but like it's just nicer to do with Wormwood. He doesn't actually farm better, does he? No, he doesn't actually, but like it's just nicer. Yeah, you can cheese grab him with the seaweeds. It's like really awkward and takes forever to do, but like, yeah. Yeah, crops planted by women last 50% longer, but usually you're just gonna... Doesn't give a sanity roll when full bloom? I don't think so. Not that I know of, at least, but I might be wrong. What? Did I just hear a pufferfish? There's no way. In combat up to 6, there's no way Winona's catapult is better than Wormwood's with how awkward her catapults are. Well, if, I think we're attributing his armor and his armor mostly to his utility, but yeah, I put his armor to 5.5 because it's only 80% damage reduction, but does thorn damage, which is cool, but only, if you think about it, like, only actually useful against some scenarios, like, you get powered by spiders, spill monkeys, or Bee Queen, like, where you would intentionally try to get hit, but if you're just fighting pigmen, you wouldn't have tried to get hit. So I think 5.5 is fine then. Pretty convenient found that you can definitely just do meat stews for his diet. Yeah. Wait a second. There's a... What's this? Do you guys see that? There's a wicker bottom face on my blue line. Guys, look. There's a wicker bottom face on my total... Do you see that? See where it says total rating, then there's the blue line? There's a wicker bottom face. Excuse me? Okay, I got rid of it. That's funny. How did she get in there? Ah, that's why. Add picture or text fill, and then there was yeah, add that, and then there was a wicker bottom. So yeah, when I was making this chart, I try. No! I deleted all the pictures. Hold on. Control Z. 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 Goodness gracious. This is unacceptable. Uh-oh. The wicker bottom face must stay, because otherwise it gets rid of all the faces. Please go back far. Yes, okay, saved. Sorry, the wicker bottom face must stay. Otherwise we lose the faces. So when I first made this chart, it's like, okay, what picture do you want to put on each of the marker points? So I was doing wicker bottoms at the time. And so I uploaded wicker bottoms, so it was all wicker bottoms faces, then I individually changed them all. So the wicker bottom face down there, it must stay. Anyway, so I got distracted. What are we doing? Alright, Wormwood's done. Alright, only a few more left to go. Woody. It's such a pain surviving as Woody. All of his wear forms have no control over anything. You can't do anything. If you start freezing, too bad. If you're insane, too bad. You're gonna get hit when you transform back. Which is such a pain. I would drop that to like a 3, because it's such a pain. You can just not transform. Sometimes it just catches you off guard, like full moons and stuff. He should have base 5 for all. I don't know. I think transforming is like such a pain. He is Wilson if wear form's too tough. Just play better. But like even in my Woody boss run where you'd say that I'm a decent player probably, and like even the transformation still like I was trying to get Glommer and I changed to a Weregoose, and I was insane. And there's no way around that other than what I have to quickly go grab Cactus before wanting to get Glommer. You went out of your way to... Oh, okay. Inexperience. I'll have you know that the first character I played was Woody when I started playing. He is Wilson baseline. Like, you could argue, oh, well, like, anyone's downsides, you can just not use them. I mean, yeah, I guess you're kind of right. Utility 7, just because he's good at chopping wood. Not as good as Maxwell, but he's decent at chopping wood. 5 baseline. So right now, what is he? He's 575. It's like, yeah, he can be default. Survivability. Yeah, it's a 5, but there's like, as soon as you start using the wear forms themselves have like a lower survivability rate. So I'm fine with putting it to a 5, but then I do talk about the wear forms and them being a pain. So otherwise, 575 is fine, I guess. Boys, any thoughts on Woody at 575? Use them correctly. I know, but like even when I did use them correctly, like you still get caught off guard by things that you just can't control. Like, oh, you're trying to explore the caves? That's a shame. Oh, it started raining in the caves. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, there's a shadow creature chasing you and you're the goose. You've got no damage reduction. So you have to keep running around until you transform back and then you're gonna take a hit anyway. Moose can tank. Yeah. Can't heal though without like jelly beans or players. So it's like good for early game, but after that it's like who cares? And there's no way to like make the boss actually hit you. Like it could just attack one of your other teammates. So his utility 7 is just for like running around as the goose in really early days to find Lunar Island, I guess. Decent at wood chopping, does it faster than most Beaver form. The Moose is like combat. It's like he is a 5 for combat, and then if you use the Moose and like you charge and hit like 10 enemies, like yeah, sure, you're doing good DPS, but like was it worth it? Probably, maybe. And if you animation cancel his Moose, like yeah, cool, but who animation cancels? Spelunkies, bees, spiders. You would. What the hell is happening here? Okay, maybe I'm like investing too hard into this point, but what I'm about to say is like, I'm pretty sure if you're being stun locked, you can't just charge out of the stun lock. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure. So if you're against the monkeys, like you move so slow that you're not running away from them. They're absolutely catching up on you. You can be summoned, but also you get good. But how do you get good against monkeys? Do you even one-hit them? So you would charge through them, stop, they would hit you and stun lock you. Oh no, you die. I can show you in the server. I mean, yes, please. That would be cool. Because, I mean, forgive me, but sometimes people in chat just kind of say stuff because they think it. They've never actually done it. If you don't need to find Lunar Island that early, you can just do it as you explore the world anyway. Yeah. But it's what people will say. People will absolutely say, "Oh my, but like Woody can rush the Lunar Island." That's what they'll say. I can tell. Also, I don't really like the whole thing. Oh, just get good. It'll be okay. It doesn't like someone's bad at playing Wanda, so their survivability is low. It's like, oh no, well actually, Wanda's survivability shouldn't be low. You just need to get good. It's like, okay, but like, you know what I mean? I don't like that kind of mindset of just saying, oh, get good. Like, if you're saying it like completely unironically, because it's just like, oh no. Do you throw that tree? Hell yeah. Right, moose. Hello, nightmare monkeys. Does go a long way for Woody, at least to make him average. Like Woody's using the 7, he can literally move trees. Yeah, yeah. How do I force the nightmare phase? Well, I'm just gonna spawn a bunch of monkeys. Monkey. Maybe 100 is overkill, but like. Oh, perfect. Uh-oh. Charge! Alright, okay. Oh, I ran it. Charge! Okay, actually, it kind of does work. Oh, wait, I have God mode on, that's why. I have God mode on. Hey, it works when you have God mode on, imagine. Okay, so like for this scenario, yeah, you move fast enough so that you just charge through them. They're not fast enough to catch up with you. That is very epic. Thank you, gamer. Let's do it again. It was kind of satisfying. Uh-oh, I messed up. Oh no, okay. It works until you mess up, so you have to get good. Yes. Oops. You saw nothing. Goodbye. So yeah, it works. I mean, like, Wendy does it better, but like, yeah. So wait, what was the point of that? So that his combat should be a 5? And like, potentially better, potentially, in like, killing spiders and spill monkeys, maybe. So you specifically go to the ruins to kill spill monkeys and you, and then if you mess up even once you die. Like, yeah, okay. But ain't no one gonna do that. That's all I'm gonna say. Ain't no one gonna do that. Wow, is that Lunar Island? Oh no, the map is just messed up. White claws specifically. Wow, is this bass? Right, anyway. Woody done. Temperature damage. 90% natural armor. Temperature damage. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Alright, now Willow. So Willow has Bernie. Let's read Willow's section. We're nearly done, boys. I can nearly go to bed. Why is it almost midnight? What is happening? Willow. So Bernie is very cheap. Nice. 2,000 health, 50 damage per hit, 25 DPS. Wait, no, 50 DPS, I think. Good job,
Nice.
you defended Woody's Dollar True. Does planet damage go through Werewolf's armor? I don't know. So 50 DPS only activates when Willow's insane, but then oddly will oddly stay active when she stops being insane, but it's meant to like not deactivate. And then if it's small and does the Bernie tippy taps and taunts with like half his health left, he'll go back up to Big Bernie with half his health. So if he has 500 out of 1,000, he goes to 1,000 out of 2,000. Hello, Orico. So survivability I put as a 5. Starts with stuff like my girlfriend specifically would choose playing Willow because she would forget to make a light source and was like, oh, it's a good thing I'm playing Willow because I have my lighter. Like she was specific, and like people comment saying, oh, I choose Willow because I forget to make a light. So people will choose Willow because they forget to make a light source. So like, cool, sure. And then Bernie's combat goes up to 5.5 because kills nightmare creatures. Honestly, it might be like a 6, but that would make it as good as... Actually, I think a 6 for Bernie might be fine. Like Abigail, where's Wendy? Wendy's 7.5, but like Abigail's way good. Bernie is not way good. Kind of good crowd control, that's what I'm thinking. So I think with the crowd control, that would boost the utility up a little bit. Right now, utility is a 5 from basically just Bernie crowd controlling. And Bernie, if you're always insane, like if you stay insane, Bernie basically has 100% uptime. You can just have like multiple Bernies, and as soon as one breaks, you drop the other one, and then you fix the broken one, and then drop that one again. Horrible DPS, but like for a noob, Willow would be such a nice character. You get given light for free, so if you forget, don't worry about it. You have Bernie, which just distracts you from nightmare creatures, which is why people die. Because it's like the first like pretty hard-ish mob that you fight, like without you don't want to. Pretty noob friendly because she can fight nightmare creatures easily. Yeah, exactly. So I think utility for a 6 for her crowd control and like her combat like potentially. So like Wilson is a 5.5, and that's Wilson only gets the 0.5 extra damage, 0.5 extra point because he does 10% when he unlocks like the shadow perk and the lunar perk. So I think Willow being a 6 would be fine because she has a minion that does 50 DPS. And like helps you not die. So her survivability, that might boost her survivability. Maybe her survivability should go to like a 6. Because of... But the thing is, it only activates when she's insane. Should Willow be a 666 across the board or no? Wait a second. 666. Willow still light random things? Nah, she doesn't do that. That was only in single player. That minion is distracted by shadow creatures. Bernie just isn't very good DPS. Yeah, no, his DPS is kind of poo-poo. Willow's not better than Woody. But like Woody has a... Woody chops wood fast, and Willow has Bernie to protect her. Woody has no one to protect him. And also, Woody has a 5 out of combat, but Willow should have at least a 5.5 out of combat because of Bernie. She doesn't, in winter, like, so here's the thing with Willow's I say it in the script, but Willow is less affected by insulation from, like, the cold, but it doesn't matter if you use a thermal stone, because the thermal stone always loses its temperature regardless of whatever your character's doing. 5.5 for survival, okay, cool, and then utility, 6 for the crowd control for your team. And then 5.5 for the combat, because Bernie, who's not particularly good, and he'll be fighting nightmare creatures, not whatever you're actually fighting. But like for a noob, pretty good. Yes, yes? If Willow, that was simple. Yes, yes, or no, no for Willow's ratings, please. What's happening in here? Oh, I'm dead. Huh? Why am I a goose? Alright, I'm seeing all yes, yeses. Very cool. Oh. Epic. Okay, Willow is done. Right, Walter. Okay. So, like, doesn't have as low max health as Wes, but he goes insane when anything touches him. So if you're a noob, you will die faster as Walter than Wes. So that's why he should have like 0 survivability. But if you can deal with the nightmare creatures, like when a Walter joins the server, they die. They die. They die. Just get good. That's what I'm saying though. Like for me, if I have to fight nightmare creatures, cool, whatever. That doesn't bother me. But low max health, and then I've kind of hooked in the sanity losing and survivability because it's still annoying. So not noob friendly, yeah, no. But then he's not. If you're not a noob, it means you like experience. At which point, just play Wolfgang. You're gonna be playing like Wolfgang or Wander or something, so you're never gonna play Walter. Yeah, he doesn't lose sanity from insanity auras, but then you get hit, and then you're like, oh no, I'm insane. All suits mitigate damage enough to where we don't block this off as it seems. Yeah. So. How I think Wes has to Walter has to take 10 damage to his health before Webby will knock him off. But then as well, the reason why his survivability is like up is because like, well, lower max health and he goes insane, so therefore 0. But like if you use his thing of like staying at a distance, then you won't get hit probably, so the boost it back up a little bit. But like if you use that, then his combat sucks. So like wait, Walter can shoot while driving Winona car? You're lying to me. Prove it. No. There's no way. A single nightmare creature gets cheesed by the slingshot. Oh yeah, I never thought that. Walter with a B-flow? Yeah, Walter with a B-flow would be good until like a bishop snipes you. But like, yeah. But at which point it's just like any character can use a B-flow. Kill this Winona. I can't believe you ran me over. Oh my goodness. A car? Yeah, they added it in the Winona car update. So Walter is he's a special case, man. Walter he's something. I don't know, man. Like, there's absolutely an argument for Walter to be, like, 0 survivability. Yeah, and also, when I wrote his script, when I was writing Walter's script, it was just so unintuitive. I just wrote down, listen, he just has a jumble of random perks which don't make sense, so I'm just gonna go ahead and list them all. Like, because they just don't make any sense, and they're really annoying to explain. Just do 0.5. Has higher survivability in combat than Walter. Where's his highest survivor in combat than Walter? The thing is, Walter can do more DPS than Wes. Unless Walter is using his slingshot. We would discuss this extensively. If you choose to use his slingshot, then his survivability is like 4.5, and his utility is like a 5.5. And then his combat is like... If you use the slingshot, even with his best rounds, you do less DPS than Wes, like theoretical. So like you should be a 0 out of 10, but you don't do none. It's like Wes's survivability should be like a 2 or a 3. Utility too low, but like his utility so bad. He can so he has freeze rounds, which freeze at twice the effectiveness as an ice staff. So one freeze round is equivalent to 2 ice staff hits, except his slingshot fires twice as fast as an ice staff. So one slingshot takes 1 second, 2 ice staffs takes 1 second. He has a better 10. Yeah, that's why I think I gave him 6. He had extra infraspace, pebbles, and a cheap beat float. Yeah, that's what. Okay, we'll keep him at 6. But like, there's like absolutely an argument to give him like less than Wes. Like there is an argument for less than Wes. Yeah, okay, that's a good way to put it. Either you have less survivability than Wes, or like you have higher max health than Wes, but like you go insane, and you have 5 combat because you use melee weapons, or you use his slingshot, which is worse DPS than Wes, therefore you have a 0.5 combat rating, but your survivability goes to like 5 or 5.5 because you're going to be riding Wobie or a Beefalo. Is that right? Like, there's 2 versions of Wes. There's two versions of Walter. You ignore his slingshot for damage dealing, or you embrace his slingshot for damage dealing. Sanity isn't his issue though, everything is his issue. Like, for a noob, that's what kills people, like. Wes combat is better because you get speed move, like, yeah, I put that into his utility. Slingshot for damage is not a thing, but the thing is, noobs would do it. Noobs would do it. And when I do a Walter boss run, I will be using only the slingshot. Yeah, his DPS with cursed rounds is 85, assuming that all of the shadow tentacles that you spawn actually hit. 85 DPS. Wes does more than that with a dark sword. It's gonna be so painful. It's gonna take like 2.5 years. Yeah, and Wes uses less durability with ice staffs. That's why Wes' utility is like 6. I'm in pain. Oh, alright, let's come back to Walter. Hold on, okay, hold on. No, let's do this. So Walter, he's either, okay, so if you ignore his slingshot, cool, your combat is 5 because you're doing normal damage, right? But your survivability is like, you've got lower than normal max health. Okay, so that's like maybe a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's 4 out of 10. But then, like, every time you get hit, your sanity plummets. Which means you're insane more. And if you're bad at killing nightmare creatures, your survivability drops again. I would choose Wes over Walter, though. I would choose Wes over Walter. Like, if I said, you have to defeat all the bosses with one character, who would you choose? Actually, I'd probably choose Walter and just deal with the sanity, honestly. Just because I would just play him like any other character and just deal with the sanity. He has the Pine Tree hat. You can use Marble. His sanity downside can actually be mitigated a lot. Yes. So, like, let's say you're fighting Dragonfly and you're using Marble Suit because you're insane. Every swing you get hit for, like, what? 3.625 damage hits your health. That means you lose like almost 7 sanity. Put 6.5, test it in game. No. But the math in my head is far too good. Dragonfly 75 damage. 5% of 75 is 3.25. Wait, 3.75. Wait. Yeah, 3.75. Math. So that means you lose 7.5 sanity, but then the Pine Tree hat takes that back down to 3.5. But that's per hit, and you're gonna get hit a lot, so you still need to get sanity food. Posture check. Why would you do this to me? I just want to relax while I'm crying because Walter. I'm not sure how much sanity he loses. Okay, so he loses, right? However much health he loses double that in sanity. His Pine Tree hat cuts that in half so that he loses 1-to-1 as well. So if he takes 100 damage to his face, he takes 100 sanity. Yep, double. So if he takes 100 damage, he loses 200 sanity. And then with the Pine Tree Pioneer hat, if he takes 100 damage, he loses 100 sanity. But that's like damage like actually taken, not like before damage reduction. 1-to-1 is a bit much, but double? Yep, it's double without the Pine Tree hat. So now you understand. So with this new information, what's your thoughts on this? stretch, but I'm about to go to bed. So if you use him as a melee character, he has a little bit less health than normal. So that's like a 4.5. But then sanity. If you're bad at dealing with the sanity, it's a lot less. But if you don't care and you actually like the nightmare fuel, then it just stays the same as like 4.5. Wes versus Walter. If I had to defeat all bosses like as quick as possible, I would still choose Walter, but I would just play him as any other character and just deal with the sanity and just pick more cactus. Probably. I'm not sure actually. Walter with a beef though. What's happening? Wow. Whoa. Whoa. She's biting her lip, boy. She wants you. Only you, though. Impossible to kill Toadstool? No, not impossible. Just bring more weather panes. One cooked cacto will recover 2 hits of sanity damage. Yes. Unless you like wear marble armor and the pine tree hat. But you're probably not going to do that. You're probably going to do marble armor and football helmet to extend your marble armor. Become the weather pain. You can fight with Walter as a pain? No. Did you see, Oh no, I forgot his name. Helical Puma's, Walter boss run? What a man. He did it. But it took like 3 in-game days. Like, he had to recast his Starcaller staffs before Beakman would die. That's how long it took. It's just insane. It's insane. So it's like, I think for survival we put like 4.5. No. It's like, no, it's like a 3. No, I refuse. It's like a 3. It's like a 3. It's a 3. Or like a 3.5. But then, like, way worse if you can't deal with sanity creatures. Like, for me, I would rate this, like, this for me. 3. Or 3.5. Okay, 3.5 for me. For me, because I can deal with shadow creatures, but it would still be annoying. Actually, for me, it would probably be like a 4. Okay, 4 for me. But if you're a noob and didn't deal with shadow creatures, instantly, like, a 0. Like, if you truly have no problem with shadow creatures, it will just be annoying, so 4. Wait, but it should be a 10 for you because you're such a god at kiting? Ah, yes, surely, I never get hit. 10 for me because I can deal with the game. Okay, but like, but if you, but then you just play Wanda. Okay, now we have Wes. Now, he's meant to be the worst to survive at, but I don't think his survivability is actually a 1. Like, I think Walter should have the less, but like, Wes should be a 1. He's meant to be the 1. He's meant to be the worst, but he's like not. And his combat is meant to be the worst, but it just like isn't. No one has a combat out of 1. 4 is too much. Fine, 3.5. Like, his survivability isn't even a 1, but I needed to give someone a 1. Let's say 364 for Walter. Walter, put your slingshot away, Walter. I'm not killing all the bosses today with you, Walter. Put the cursed rounds away, Walter. So yeah, mine's 25% damage, so that should be like, oh, okay, so half the max health, so that's like down like maybe down to 3 out of 10. And then, because that's what max will start at. And then you do 25% less damage. Which is kind of significant. So like 1 out of 10 is fine. 2, 5.51. But he does have a lot of random perks that makes it, he freezes easier, he overheats easier, hounds will attack him, lightning might hit him easier. There's a bunch of random stuff that makes it just harder for him. What does he have for utility? He can make a speed balloon on day 1. And his balloons control aggro of hounds, and they do AoE damage, and they do AoE sanity healing in your team. And like that's it. The other, he has like a life vest and a hat that does the same thing, but it's like you're not gonna use that. But like, I don't think its survivability is lower than a 3. But then, but like, if we don't rate anyone a 1, then the scale kind of breaks, because then it's like, well, who's a 1 then? If it's because I said like, I think it should be like relative to each other. So that means someone needs to be a 10 and someone needs to be a 1. Who is 1? Oh yeah, wait, hold on. No one has 1 utility. Actually, you're right. No one has 1 utility. I don't have to give Wes a 1. You're right. You're right. You're actually right. You're actually right. No one has 1 utility. Everyone has more than... Everyone is like base... So if you took Wilson but stripped away all of his perks, that's a 5, I think. Where's utility can't be better than Wilson? Okay, 5.5. That's true. Where's Wilson's utility? Wait, Wilson has a 5.5 utility? Oh, his utility isn't that good. Wilson's utility is better than 5.5. I think he should be 4.5 because, you know, he's worse at cutting wood and stuff, but then he can make speed balloon, so it goes back up. So 4.5. Question mark? Question mark? Good. 4.5 utility for Wes? Or like no? Hippity hoppity, your car is now my property. Oh, 1 second. Walter, come. Put your slingshot away, Walter. Wait. Goodness gracious, I've been bamboozled. Oh, you died. Wait, how did you die? Huh? Wait. How did you die? How did I die? Okay, in that case, okay, with the thing that like, okay, so in that case, what's Wes' survivability? If no one has to be 1, what's Wes' survivability? So his combat then, he does 25% less damage. That's it. So I guess 5 multiplied by 0.75. So he should go to like a 3.5 for combat, technically. Because he does 25% less damage. But then, he uses up less weapon maneuverability. 3 combat at most, but it's not even that bad. And then, what's Wes' survivability then? He has really low max health, and that's it. Like, he has nothing to, but he can chug food. Like, there's no downside for food or anything. Half health and no benefit for good armor, like knight armor or marble. Yeah, it's like a 3. But then Walter should probably be like a 4 because he has a lot more max health. But then the sanity, I guess, drags it down again. Alright, boys, I think we've done it. I think we've done it, boys. This is amazing. Right. It's time for the... Wowie, mommy! Boys, it's time for the ultimate reveal. I'm gonna reload the chart. Largest to smallest. Okay. For 2... Alright, so the best character in the game from this Twitch chat is Wanda. With a survivability of 6, utility of 8.5, combat of 10. Debatable, depending on the person. In my opinion is, yeah, survivability 6, sure. Hold on, wait. Yeah, it's just a different way of playing. But like, yeah, survivability 6, I would always use knight armor. And utility, 8.5. Yes, her teleports are insane. I would say her teleports are more than 8.5. How's her combat at 10? She hits... Her DPS is almost the same as Wolfgang, it's a little bit less. But she also has range on her... She also has range on her whip, so it's like... Both 10. So her utility might go up more. Anyway, Wigfrid is the next best character in the game, according to this. 10 survive. You can't die as Wigfrid, so just 10. Utility is 7. She can heal her team, and she has 25% extra damage for a 7. I think that's too high. I think that's too high. Actually, no, I think it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wolfgang, 8 survivability. You can kill everything. Should be a 9 in combat. No. Wigfrid does 25% extra damage, and that's it. So pay to win Wanda because DCL character's best character. She's... If you're like good at the game, then yeah, she's really good. But you will die really easily otherwise. Wolfgang 8, survivability 6, utility 10, combat, best DPS in the game. Next is Wickerbottom, 5.5, survivability 10, utility 7, combat. Maxwell 5.5 survivability, 8.5 utility, 8 combat. Wirt 778, Wendy 777.5, Wartox 876, WX 86.56, Wally 487.5, Winona 5 7.56, Weber 6 5.57, Wormwood 4.5 8.5 5.5, Woody 5.75, Willow 5.5 6 5.5, Wilson 5.5 5.5, Walter 3.5 6 4.5, Wes 3 4.5 3.5. That's pretty good. What do you think about hide and seek in DST? Interesting. It's too late. It's too late. Anyway. So, this is the characters then. This is the order. Do we agree with this order? Best character game, Wanda. Second is Wigfrid. Third is Wolfgang. Fourth is Wickerbottom. Fifth is Maxwell. Sixth is Wirt. I think Wirt is way too high. Seventh is Wendy. Eighth is Wartox. Ninth is WX. 10th is Wally. 11th is Winona. 12th is Spider. I think all of the Wormwood should be higher. It's like, Wirt is cool and all, but like, I wouldn't rate Wirt higher than Wormwood. Like, technically her ratings are like, I think accurate, but I would put Wormwood above like Wirt. But that's just because like my opinion, I guess. Whereas these are just like ratings that have been added up. I think up here, this is like generally right. The top 5 is like right. I don't know, man, but like all the ratings are like good. We've done all the ratings really well. Okay, but okay, I think here's the problem though. It's because like I like combat characters. So this is my top one. Wait, what the hell? The top 5 didn't change. Wait a second. We got Wanda, Wigfrid, then Wolfgang, then Wicker, then... Wait, what the... Wait, did the chart not update? What? Wait. Boys? We've got a problem. The pictures are not matching up. This is Wigfrid, and Wendy's on top of it. I'm confused. Wait, what? Is the chart messing up? Data tab refresh. Data tab. Refresh all. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, Wirt should be up here, but there's Wickerbottom's picture on top of it. Oh no. Wait, why is that happening? Yeah, okay, the chart just isn't updating. Wait, what? Oh wait, yeah, no, the chart just isn't updating. The chart just isn't updating. Because now Wes should be up here. The chart just isn't updating. Okay, it's fine. Oh yeah, no, it's like a graphical bug. You can see like it's kind of updating, but like not. What, do I just need to switch tabs? No, okay, the chart doesn't want to update. Sorry, boys. Oh, there we go. I just had to move it. Okay, cool. Alright, it's all good. It's all good. The chart just didn't want to update. Awesome. What's happening here? There we go. I don't know why this number is whiter than the rest, whatever. So let's just go largest to smallest again. Alright, cool, it's updating now. Where's best character? Alright, best character. Wanda, Wigfrit. Okay, now it's at... Wait, what? Wait, why is it messed up again? The pictures are in the wrong order? Wait, why is it all messed up? I'm so sad. Is this just not updating? I'm confused. Yeah, look, it's saying Maxwell and then Wolfgang's picture is on top. I'm so sad. All the work for nothing. I don't know why it's doing this though. There's no consistency. It's just like, it's just, huh? Yeah, like Wigfrid should be at the top, but Wendy is there. But why is it? But like the data points are locked to this, so I don't know why it's. Wendy is at the top now, boys. Doesn't help that the chart takes forever to update. So where's Walter, Wally, Wormwood, Winona? Yeah, all the pictures the pictures are wrong. I spent so long on this chart. But like, this shouldn't be broken. Yeah, it's just the pictures are messed up. It shouldn't be broken though. Like, this Wes picture, this is linked to Wes. That Walter, okay, these are right. But like this Wally picture, this data point is linked to this data set. Like here, it's like linked to the, like it's linked to that data point. This data point belongs to that. Therefore, it shouldn't be wrong. Wait, is it showing the right data points? So where's total is 11, Wally's 19.5. Yeah, the data, and then Wormwood is 80.5, and then Winona 80.5. Yeah, it's just the pictures are wrong. The data points are right. Oh, I'm sad. Yeah, it's like marker. This particular photo is like, this is like linked. Like that should be linked to Wally. Like that should be linked to this data set. It shouldn't be goofing around like this. You see how the rest broken? Nice. Are these ones messed up? Wilson, Willow, Wickerbottom, Maxwell, Woody, Winona, Wormwood, Wally, Walter, Wes, Wando, Everett. No, these are all correct. Where's Walter, Wally, Wormwood, where's Walter? Yeah, all of these are correct. Yep, these are all these have got corresponding pictures. It's only that chart that's messed up. Well, if we agree with these, wait, did I save this as a preset? Oh. Guys, watch this. No, I didn't save the cluster chart as a template. I'm so sad. I'm so incredibly sad. I saved all these as templates. Try restarting the app? Okay. One second. Why are you hitting me? I will end you. In the game. Right, I'm gonna reopen it. Hopefully it's just like a graphical bug, but like, I don't know. It didn't fix itself. It didn't fix itself. But that means like this is working fine, but this one isn't. So that means it's while I've been doing stuff here that this is broken. I'm so sad. So, but if the ratings are right, then I only need to fix this once more. It won't take that long, but I just need to fix this once more, and then it'll be fine. So, ignore the pictures. Let's look at the names. So, rated from best character, allegedly. Wanda, then Wolfgang, then Wigfrid, then Wickerbottom, then Maxwell, then Wirt, then Wendy, then Wartox, then WX, then Wally, then Wormwood, then Winona, then Weber, then Woody, then Willow, then Wilson, then Malta, then Wes. Thoughts? Hello, Anna. If this is good, then we are good to go to actually record the video on Monday. The ones in the middle are pretty much equals, I'd say. Yeah, I think the last few, like, where's Walter, Wilson, that's correct. Willow, yeah. Woody, Weber, Winona, Wormwood, Wally, WX. I think WX and Wally could potentially swap. Wartox, Wendy, Wirt. Potentially Wirt could go below Wartox. Then Maxwell, Wicker, Wigfrid, Wolfgang, Wanda. I think it's like pretty good. Like if you were doing a tier list, this would kind of be the order. Like the top ones are accurate. Maybe like the top 5. The top 5 are pretty accurate. Then it's like Wirt. It's like, maybe you're coming a bit too early. Like Wendy, Wartox. I think it should probably be like Wartox, Wendy. Like Wartox, Wendy. Wait, shouldn't Wartox be higher? 7.5. Oh no, Wendy wins by 0.5 of a point against Wartox. Is there a voice to change your whole spreadsheet? No. Just the ratings. So like this is Wolfgang's picture on Maxwell. When Maxwell is on Wendy's, Wigfrid, what is this all messed up? And sometimes the chart just doesn't want to update. WX is now you. It's just random, right? Like it's like actually just random. I'm thinking it must be something to do with me formatting this table. Because like none of them get it in the right order. Look at bottom, Wanda, Maxwell. Yeah, no. Where's Walter, Woody, Wormwood, Willow, Wilson? Yeah, no, it's like kind of random. Wilson, Woody, Willow. Yeah, it's random. Didn't it take the positions when you hit data refresh? Just re-rolling it. No, the data refresh didn't do anything. It was broken before the refresh. Refresh. Maybe it's like the colors? Because the colors are mixed up now. Oh! Oh no, it's still messed up. Okay, the pictures didn't change now. Big Fred Wolfgang. Yeah, it's all still wrong. Whatever. Anyway, I'll fix this tomorrow. Is the last thing he said before not fixing it tomorrow. Right, dweebs. I'm gonna leave this server on, but I'm gonna spawn 3 Celestial Champions Phase 3. Actually, Phase 1. I'm going to bed now. Goodbye. It's alright. Justice! It'll be okay! Wow. Thank you for almost like 100 of you or so at some point for like sticking around and just playing numbers with me. Is anyone live? Probably not. No. Well, that's a shame. Instead, we. Ooh! Here, go watch my all bosses work. Sleepy music for kittens. Because we are all kittens. Nighty night, everybody. Sleep. I hope you sleep as well as this kitty cat. And I hope I sleep even better. I hope you enjoyed all of the stuff we talked about today. I appreciate all of your input for helping with the ratings. I think the ratings are pretty good now. Yes. I think they could potentially use a little work because I still want to swap around a few characters. But the numbers can't lie though. Like, I can't just arbitrarily change the numbers just because I don't like the order in which, like, maybe we will. Oh. Maybe tomorrow we'll do another stream, like, earlier, and maybe we'll catch, like, different people and get their opinions as well. Anyway, good night, my sleepy kittens. I will give you all a plink before I plink myself to sleep. Good night, fellow plinkers. Walter is 10. I'm gonna smash my head against the wall 10 times if I hear Walter's name again. I can't even. Every time I hear the name Walter White, all I hear is